Well, I am hoping for the exciting aspect of the AA. Let's see if it plays out here, though, in game number 1.
Let's head into it. Game 1, best of 3. We'll see how Heroic and Vici Gaming do here in this series down in the lower bracket.
Yeah, ultimately, I will go back to the draft just a little bit more and say that I do think Heroic got their hands on exactly what they want to do as well, right? They have Ursa on Yuma. That's perfect. He's been delivering insanely well on this hero, definitely making it look super strong. And they have a lineup that looks good for taking over early and then chilling a bit. That's what they have been doing. They've come out swinging and then they stabilize that game. The only concern for me is that off lane. Can they get a good game over on Whisper? Going into this carry Beastmaster, Gunnar pointed out, Beast is a very, very potent carry, stronger than a lot of other carry heroes would be in laning stage.
Yeah, not much to stop him from getting that Aghanim Scepter, right? When we've seen him in that mid lane, very often we've got Tri-lanes mid, you're shutting down the Beastmaster, Aghanim's delayed, and then you feel a little bit sad, but from carry, you're going to hit the timings, you'll hit your stride, and there's not much that can slow you down. Mid lane, Storm against Bristleback. XM versus Tai Lung. XM already getting Quill spammed with 4 stacks up on him.
Yeah, seemed like an adaptation to the game. They realized, okay, you know what, sending Beastmaster mid against the Bristleback, it's maybe not the best matchup ever. They play it as a carry instead and send Storm mid, who's going to be very happy getting all those Magic Stick charges. Though he didn't start with Magic Stick, even though he knew for sure that he was against the Bristleback. It surprises me a little bit.
Maybe Thailand just likes all these heroes that spit on people. Viper, Bristle, just spit all the poison.
He really does.
Onto your enemies. Very disrespectful heroes. And Bark up at top alongside Planet.
Look at Teolikor. He's going for the angle, going behind with Rasta. They did see him, but he has to be so careful.
They do come in from behind. Yuma can't quite catch up to Planet. Drops pretty low. But he's able to step back and allow Bark to bodyguard through. So some of those little lane adaptations as well. Like the panel was saying, right? Planet, one of the few players to play AA4 as we have. The majority of the time seen it as a position 5. Going to be up here with the MOUZ.
Yeah, generally, I think the AA is going to be fine to do long-range damage here. One of the benefits of playing the AA is that he has really nice 675 attack range, so he can stay pretty far away from the Rasta and the Ursa and get those pokes in.
That's still looking pretty solid.
CS-wise, fantastic start for Heroic, though. They are dominating basically on every lane right now, 14-4.
Whisper.
Oh, Whisper, though.
He gets the vacuum to push back Shiro. The axes come, but he's got just enough to stay alive. Very, very close there. Almost dies.
Yeah, some big damage being done. And that's the Beastmaster Jakiro. Very, very scary level 2 timing.
And Yuma, he's on Planet here. The Fury Swipe started adding up, but with a Fairy Fire, the Ancient Apparition is going to be all right.
Oh,
nice little tree cut there to make sure the Mars Spear doesn't connect. Nice little bit of tech.
Yeah, just Quelling Blade ready. Meanwhile, Teolikor found some time to be the carry instead, get some CS going while Yuma is off on some adventure. HP regen is low for Ursa right now, though. No courier up top, and they have no HP regen at all between the two of them. I do believe this is an awkward situation for him.
Yeah, playing on a knife's edge every time he goes to lane to try and get some creeps. He will step forward onto Planet. God's Rebuke pushes him back, drops low. Planet's still alive, and a few more hits would have done the trick, but Yuma gets in behind the trees. While Whisper actually managed to kill off Shiro down in the opposing lane. They're diving on a tower. Fairy Fire for Jakiro stays alive on 1 HP, but the little ticks of damage take him down in the end.
Very volatile laning stage up top. We have again a go Teolikor looking to set up on the Mars.
Yeah, holds the shackles for as long as possible. So Yuma goes for the backhand, kills the AA first, and they get both. Heroic in these side lanes. The tightrope act.
Dude, Teolikor and Yuma, they managed to coordinate that really well. I think most people, almost everyone, would just go straight for the Mars, but he goes for the double instead on Yuma. And it worked out. The right choice.
A 4-1 start now. I mean, it's such a close laning stage. But yeah, Heroic pulling out all the stops to get these little advantages in the lane. Even just that tree cut, right, to not get pinned. That started it all off here to keep Yuma in the lane.
Yeah, you can tell they're awake, even though it's the first game of the day here. They definitely are acting sharp from the start of the game.
Yeah, even though MOUZ, one of these heroes that can kind of sustain against these Ursa Razor kind of heroes in the safe lane, with a spear and the rebuke can push them back a little bit. Well, hang on, is XM dying on the tower? We've got a King Jungle's Treant rotating in. Tailung stacks up the quill sprays. XM's already popped his wand, so just gets clapped down by the flail of Tailung.
Good rotation. One of the advantages of having that off-lane Darkseer is that you can feel free to make moves across the map. Treant Protector already having boots, getting a movement speed bonus from Nature's Skies. You can just run over there.
The roaming Treant.
Yeah.
But yeah, even though MOUZ has tools to kind of stop himself from dying to some of these annoying carries, he's still behind in the last hits with all the fighting that's going on. Bark at 14-2, while every other core having a pretty decent time. But overall, Heroic having a better time with a 2k lead as well.
Yeah, Heroic are off to a flying start, especially Tailung on the mid lane now. Level 6 already at minute 5, starting to steal the creeps that Storm wants to farm as well. Farm the big camp, and Storm is going to go jungle, but not really getting what he wants.
And then Darkseer has his Helm of Iron Will, so he's got an extra bit of sustain now to kind of deal with the Jakiro's damage over time. Moving into that Helm of the Dominator. Take over the game a little bit in these early stages. Whisper and King Jungle's going to be backed up by Theo Licor in a moment. First up, though, they're hasting towards Y. Trees being cut. They're being baited in, though. The Shadow Shaman was lurking in wait. They set the trap and they spring it onto Shiro, who thought he could go for a freebie, but instead dies himself.
Wow.
And now the dive? There's nothing to protect Y. Ion Shell, damage over time, plenty here to chase the Jakiro down.
The supports on Heroic, man, they're moving, they're making these active decisions to leave their lane to go and find kills on other lanes, and Ursa is completely fine. He's got the face boots up top, so leaving him alone against the Mars, who already got shut down, is going to be completely fine for them. CS is starting to look pretty brutal for Radiant. As of course, they're close on the Storm and Beast, but Mars 21 CS lagging behind quite a bit the rest of the pack.
Yeah, 7-1, a scoreline some of these Brazilian players will be very familiar with. Feeling very happy with themselves. Get themselves that Lotus Pool as well, as King Jungle's already 30 seconds ahead of the curve, looking for that move towards the Wisdom Shrine. Something that we've praised Boom a lot through this tournament is that early move to get runes and shrines, and Heroic, they're going to be doing the same thing here with Tailung already swinging from that mid lane towards top, forcing Spellcast from Bark and Planet just to defend this area. XM and Y have arrived.
He's got a shield rune,
13,
baiting them.
13 wand charges and a shield rune. I mean, Tailung is unstoppable as he just walks straight through. Wisdom Shrine for Heroic as 4 heroes guard it, and I think Vici Gaming here realizing they can't really approach this area.
Oh, that's so painful. Vici, they moved 4 heroes over, and they're just going to have to concede the Wisdom. Recognizing that, you know what, we can't go through the living armor, the shield rune.
They still want to try and look for an angle here if they could find a snipe on someone, but the fact you've got Yuma and Tailung frontlining behind the tower, protecting both supports, means Vici Gaming have just got to leave. They've got to evacuate.
Heroic early game, man. It just hits different. It really does. They play so fast early on, and these moves that they've made have crippled Vici enough that they didn't have ulti in time. They didn't have Mars ulti. If they had the Arena, that would be a completely different situation.
And Shiro bottom lane, he's like, oh, I want level 6 so bad. He's very close to it. Finally gets the Roar ready, but he's been stomped by Whisper Centaur. Dived under tower by King Jungles. He's going to go for the Roar on the Treant now. With the Cold Feet there, they've got the Disables to snap and hold him in place. Ice Path comes in as well, and King Jungles bites off a little more than he can chew, but Shiro nearly dies to the boar.
The stolen boar. The Helm of Dominator stealing his own pet. Sometimes that can backfire against you when you're a summon hero.
Come here, boy. Listening to the calls of the beast.
He's gonna wander back base. Beastmaster's gonna be fine, and at least this time there was no casualty for them, so Heroic. Maybe some of their pressure on the safe lane is at least gone.
20 health for Shiro, but he clears the camp. Even just the state of the game for the Darkseer, 4,400 net worth. Yes, they've done very well to play aggressively in that lane, but the fact that he was up against Beastmaster Jakiro, I feel like Whisper has done very well for himself to hit his timings.
Here comes one of those possibilities, though, for AA to become a bit useless, right? You pick the hero for the ulti. You lose the Wisdom rune. Enemy gets double Wisdom. Right now we have level 5 and level 5 on Heroic. Both their supports very close to being ready with ultimates, whereas the AA still not even hit level 4. This is going to be a very late ulti timing, and that really takes away from their kill potential.
Yeah, Mr. Whippy's dripping down your hands.
He's melting. It was a hot day on the way into the office today, Gareth.
Yeah,
Maybe the wrong day for AA.
Sun blaring down on us. but Heroic are thriving. So Tylung now going to inhabit this bottom lane. They've got this Observer Ward watching over Shiro. Not really going to be diving tier 2s 10 minutes in. It's a little bit too far. But they're absorbing a lot of the farm that Shiro wants. This Aghanim Scepter timing, you know, we're talking about this level 6 on AA being important. Shiro's Aghanim's timing, very, very vital here to Vici Gaming.
That's also true. Man, they're just trying to extend the lead even more, and this is that low committal push you and I have talked about a little bit before. You can easily take a tower with the Rasta, drop the snakes, sit back, and yeah, what are you gonna do? Go on the Beastmaster or Bristleback?
No.
So 6k lead and closing in on 7,000 lead at 10 minutes. That is significant.
Well, Beastmaster has done 18 building damage.
Oh boy. Oh god.
Compared to the 2,500 of Heroic.
That's a stat line right there.
Insane.
What, one boar auto attack on a building or something?
I guess so. And then we've also got to think about this next 10-minute period, right? We've seen Heroic take these, what, like 14, 15? Maybe 14 is a bit much. 15, 16-minute Roshans, and then go for that Tormentor early on. With the map being so wide open for you now, you've forced Vici Gaming to bunker down, farm neutral camps, and kind of sit back, waiting for you to come to them. And that means you can just spread out wide.
Yeah, Heroic have a lot of map to utilize, whereas Vici, I still haven't seen what I want from the Storm. You know, he hasn't been part of a single kill yet. Usually Storm, you want to get level 6, look for a side lane, go somewhere and do something. He came top to defend the tier 1 and the Wisdom Rune, but his offlaner wasn't ready. So eyes for me are on XM, and can he activate? Because Storm is not a hero who just wants to farm.
It's got to be so annoying. You're a Beastmaster. I've got him, the master of the summons. You take control of this bottom lane. Then you have an Iron-Shelled Satyr run at you, clear your entire wave, and you have to run back. You have to run away from a neutral creep. Tylung, King Jungles, and the king himself, Whisper Satyr, going to come in and take down Y.
Yeah, that Satyr is very, very strong at this stage of the game. So much armor, Iron Shell, DPS. And a lot of time being found for the supports as well to build up. As Planet wants to leech mid, he dies in 3 hits and some quills.
Yeah, just
4 hits.
destroyed.
I mean, that's a haste rune. It's unfortunate. If you're AA and you see your opponent gets a haste rune, you're just like, yep, that's just unfortunate.
And then looking at the kills that Vici Gaming might be able to get requires a lot of commitment. If they want to go on this Bristleback, it's going to take every hero and probably every ultimate to bring him down. And then it's just, that's one hero. You've got to deal with the other 4.
They have some interesting stuff. Right now, they can spear him. That turns him around, actually.
That's good. And they will turn him around inside that arena. Throw the spells at Tylung, and they do burst him down as the Storm zips in. Theolicore grabs the illusion ahead of XM.
It's nice to have those little mechanics. It's basically like a semi-break, you could think, against Bristleback to have the spear. It always turns the back against the wall that you pin him against, so they manage to deal all the damage into the front of the Bristle.
Theolicore happy to grab up a double wave.
Yeah, he's working on a very early Blink Dagger timing. 700 gold to go. So obviously not quite there yet, but this is a rich Shadow Shaman still.
Yeah, the game is so developed. It's only 13 minutes in, but it feels like it's 20. Still waiting for Heroic to really hit some of these big item timings that we've been looking for. Like Battle Fury, Ursa, Aghanim Scepter on this Bristleback, and then Darkseer. Well, I guess Darkseer is already there. Helm plus Orchid. Whisper out on the map can actually look for solo kills.
Yeah, he's very strong. They're going for a 13 minute. They're speeding up, man. I swear the first time we saw them, it was
17, 16, 14.
Yeah, that was 15. And it's been building down. Now they're starting Roche at 13 minutes in.
Incredibly fast.
The funny thing is,
the Ursa isn't even here.
The one hero that you think is like, wow, he's so good at taking Roche. That's the one hero who's not here. The rest of them, with the power of friendship, are doing it. Of course, the Rasta ulti is insanely useful.
So funny. So Bristleback gets the Aegis, and now we've seen how much commitment they need to kill him once. He's going to have 2 of those lives. Yeah, he's gaming down 7k. They're going to be down the majority of the map right now as the Ancient Apparition being eyed up by King Jungles. Nowhere to hide. Throw a cold feet, but you know you're about to die. Jumped on as the Wisdom Shrine is available for them.
It's looking a whole lot like 0-5 is on the menu, Gareth.
Yeah, it does. Storm with the Mars looking to defend their Wisdom Shrine. Bring King Jungles down low. heals up a touch and has an overgrowth to come in on the Storm. Lotus is in play onto KJ to keep him alive and buy some time, but they don't have the follow-through to get into the arena and deal with XM, but apparently he can't jump away. Doesn't have the resources to disengage, so Whisper just gives him the punch.
He was just in the animation to try and cast his ulti there. The Orchid ran out, but didn't have time to get the cast out. Level 1 Ball Lightning is, you know, still pretty slow. Get it going.
And Yuma, happy as all hell. Nice job, team. You've killed Roshan, you've killed enemy heroes, and he's just farming away with that Battle Fury. And Shiro doesn't even have Ags yet.
He's about to get it, which is an atrocious timing. I think Shiro is the only one who's like somewhat acceptable in his team, though. The rest of them are all so far behind. Whisper using the Orchid to stack. Always love seeing this. It's a fun way to make sure you can reach the creeps. When you're a melee hero, it's nice to have some ranged item that you can use.
Double Ion Shell. Clearing out all of the Ancients. Gets closer to 10k net worth.
I mean, he's insanely farmed. There's one big Darkseer, and he's going for this murderous assassin-style build of Darkseer. This is not your average Aura carry off lane, right?
Oh.
He's going for this Orchid into Blink, and he'll probably think about going Aghanim Scepter in this game, which excites me a lot. I think Ags is insane on this hero if you get to play it.
Yeah, he's really forcing the hand of XM to go for an early BKB. And we've seen these Storms really like to go this Kaya Sanj or some kind of scaling item, something that's fun, entertaining, but he has to go Kaya BKB. Is that necessary?
Yeah, and
they're going on Tai Lung. Aegis Bristleback. They spend a spear and a few spells to jump on him with a roar and the Ice Blast coming in, but that vacuum drags them into place as Shiro and Bach both getting burst down. Whisper's low and will get found though. XM running low on resources has to zip away. Why? Down in the river, getting munched on by Yuma. A 3-for-1 trade. Vici Gaming still being gone on with the Shackles coming in on the Storm. A Hex as well, and Tai Lung's damage gets him the double.
Man, Theodokor has been on point this game. He was quick with the disruptive hexes there as well as the fight started, and then he gets the catch towards the end. Everyone landed their spells the way they needed to on Heroic though. They got massive overgrowth on basically everyone. Vacuum on 3. Vici, it's kind of tough right now. They're fighting 11,000 gold deficit at 16 minutes, but like, it's just tough, dude.
That's the thing, right? If this was an even game, we would be looking at that fight and thinking, oh, this is great for Vici Gaming. They've got the jump, they're getting the catch, but the difference in items, in levels, in tankiness, and of course, having Aegis on the Bristleback is a massive deal.
Here. He goes in, hexes one, you know, shackles another, holding them in place, stopping the Bristle from dying immediately. And then a 3-hero vacuum to follow up. It's just nasty stuff.
And Heroic didn't really clump up. They didn't all just go and dogpile on a target, meaning that Planet's job to Ice Blast, not that easy. He threw it to try and stop any further initiation, but not a confluence of abilities.
It's never going to work out well for you when you go on a Bristleback with Aegis and the rest of the team is behind him, right? They took the gamble. They were hoping that, okay, Bristleback is just playing aggressive because he has Aegis and his team isn't nearby. Unfortunately, they called a bluff. It was not a bluff. They're on Shiro. They see him now. Ooh, the blink missed just barely.
Yeah, a bit of a mad scramble now to get to BKBs. Storm and Beastmaster and MOUZ. All 3 cores trying to get that game-turning item, which maybe could allow them to hold on.
That's the one item you need, basically. You need to get a Dispel, you need to get BKB, otherwise you just get messed up by Vacuum, by random overgrowth, Shackles. Need to be allowed to play the game. Which is funny, because Vici Gaming, to me, is the lineup that I look at and see, god damn, they have so many disables, right? But it has been Heroic who has been, you know, landing the best lockdown in these fights.
Yeah, and Heroic are going for BKBs of their own. And I think all 6 of those cores are going to get BKB at a very similar timing. So it's going to be a bit sad for Vici Gaming when they realize the Roar comes in on Bristleback as they aim for Theolicol's Shadow Shaman. Has already dropped the Serpent Wards. And a Storm zipping onto Tai Lung. Ice Blast on him, so this Arena Spear is good. Yuma and Whisper both arriving. Vacuum back, the damage from Ursa cleaving into them. Silence on the Storm takes him out of the game, but Shiro still alive on this Beastmaster. They go in on the Ursa, but there's the bind up from the Treant. catches him and holds him back. Still going to slice him with the axes while Whisper chases Planet. Shiro's still going, and an ultra kill for the Beastmaster keeps Vici Gaming in the running.
Shiro is on the hunt. He's looking for the Rampage. Whisper trying to get to safety. Has to hop. Orchid available too.
Trying to skip away. Bach could have another jump here as well. Pins him with a spear. Shiro's going to come in here. God's Rebuke pushes him back. They silence the Beastmaster. Whisper turning, fighting back. The big old heel. He's going mano a mano, but he can't stand his ground against the Beastmaster and his drums.
He's turning around. Rasta is coming in soon. He can search the Rasta, send him forward.
It's not a fair fight anymore. A 2v1, but it looks like even though Heroic had the numbers there, Shiro's still too much of a mountain to climb.
They knew Jakiro was coming up, so they didn't want to jump him, thinking that, okay, we go in, we shackle, but then Ice Path is going to turn it around. A little bit respectful there out of Heroic. Maybe it would have worked, but obviously easier for us to see with the vision of everything. The caster's advantage.
A pretty huge 3,500 net worth swing as well.
Yeah, that was insane. That was so good that they got the Rasta early on. They ulti clipped onto the Beast Bristleback, and then they lock in on him as well. This is the kill potential that we wanted to see from the team.
Such a good vacuum silence onto Storm. But this chase through onto Yuma. Shiro just kept it going. Even with the overgrowth there, he found a way to...
Yeah, the access. He snipes him from far away. Not easy to get away from that for Yuma as well. Slowed down quite a bit.
And then a pretty spread fight. Shiro marching to the rhythm of his own drums.
So finally they get something going for themselves on Vici Gaming. Still looking at a 12k gold deficit even after all that. That was a very impressive fight though. But back in live we had Heroic take the Tormentor. Yuma picking it up with the solo Ursa Torm.
And yeah, super important timing as well. We've just been talking about the BKBs from both teams. Vici Gaming finding that moment before their own BKBs and well, before Heroic's BKBs to find a fight, to utilize all their spells. So that gets them even closer to that. Storm's spell immunity, very, very important.
I also think this Yule Scepter that Planet has picked up is going to be very nice for him to have against Ursa. Get some way to set up or even just disjoint Ursa from murdering you immediately. Now, Ursa will, of course, go Basher after his BKB, but it will at least give AA a chance. And not bad against the Surge and Overgrowth as well.
We've got a reasonably fast Roche respawn as well. There's about a minute, 40 seconds of that still remaining. Could be a good spot for Vici Gaming to go and look for a fight.
Yeah, Vici have the Storm BKB flying out. They have the BKB, as you mentioned before, on the Beastmaster that he still has not used.
So now Storm can actually go and find the Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, and their smoke is very strong. Their smoke potential, they can pick off any hero if they connect onto it with Vici. Aggressive scribbling on the map by King Jungles.
Yeah, let's go move over there. Stop them from farming. We're letting them back in the game.
I think he's fine letting them be there as long as they control the Roche pit. We can see the move down bottom setting up. Roche just respawned. And of course the Treant Eye in the forest has already revealed that.
Yuma's straight into the pit.
It's so hard to react in time for this. They do have A ulti to send, and they hear the roar as well.
It's happening. Heroic, they're going to smoke behind though. Not much vision to play into. They weren't able to come and prep the area. Got a little ward there. Whisper's going to use it to make the vacuum play. Raw turn on Shadow Shaman, but XM's being blasted down, bound up by the tree and ulti. They can't restore his health, and Shiro at half HP is going to TP out, but Yuma's damaged with Tai Lung, takes both cores down. The Jakiro, the swipe of the flail. Yuma gets the kill. Tai Lung's damaged though, goodness.
Yeah, he hit so hard. Insane damage coming out from Bristleback. We've seen Tai Lung on mid-Bristle pop off before. And yeah, dear lord. He did 3.5k damage in what was a very short fight. Normally you think Bristle, you know, he needs a little bit of time, build up those quill stacks, but with Aghanim Scepter, he's a very bursty hero. Here we see a jump again, of course. Nice jump by Darkseer, starting it all out together with Rasta. And once Tai Lung connects, gets in there, he starts wailing at people. BKB or no, does not matter against all the physical damage.
Giving up your position by throwing the axes, and Whisper just taking that opportunity to strike.
Radiant's middle tower is
That's rough though. That was Vici hoping to make something good happen with double BKB.
Xam was being eyed up by Heroic there. Not going to go hunting for the storm. They're focusing right now on pushing out the waves. Trying to approach the tier 2 towers.
Yeah, Observer having fun with the amount of damage that everyone took from Bristle. Hey, he smacked. Making it look like a pretty damn strong hero. And he's going for this refresher build. It's the same build that was it Whisper doing it previous time? So of course his teammates, you know, showing him the ways. I think Tai Lung was like, that looks fun. I want to do that too.
I mean, in these quick bursty team fights where you're just throwing everything, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, double BKB is also insanely strong on Bristle, so why not? And regeneration itself is so strong on Bristle that we've had, you know, obviously the DOTA Sama build with all regen builds and so on, and Refresher gives a lot of regen.
It sure does, yeah. It harks back to the old days of the Perseverance builds. 5-4 Perseverances.
Yeah.
Out. Back when it gave 7 damage or 14 damage or whatever it was. Heroic with a firm grasp on this one now. 19k lead. Making sure there's no wiggle room for Vici Gaming. Planet is trying to find any space, but he's going to get hunted down by 3. While on the other side, Tai Lung just slaps Y.
Yeah, both the supports go down. Very difficult to get out on the map at all for them right now, as Bristle just solo kills Digicura the moment he shows. And Bristle, having Aegis, can just easily siege up on mid. The damage is pretty significant. Don't really think of Bristle as a pushing hero, but if he's allowed to right-click, he does push.
Like 400 damage a click, that's not bad. And it gets really oppressive when this Treant just have eyes in the forest everywhere. Very difficult now to leave your base without being scouted. Difficult to find any avenues where you can smoke and make a pivot towards a lane. 2.5 minutes left on Tai Lung's Aegis as well. Might indicate Heroic going straight to high ground with some Serpent Wards. For now, the glyph on the wave, the banner. No ulti from Shadow Shaman just yet, allowing Carty McCartison to do a bit of chip damage.
He's waiting. I think he wants to wait for the next creep wave as well, because if he puts the wards right now, target priority would be higher on the wards than the siege creep, and they would just die. But if the creep wave comes in, then the creep wave will tank it for him.
But yeah, they've got the banner to keep the cart alive, don't they? Just keep that catapult going, the trebuchet in effect. Serpent Wards now with the next wave, like you said. As Vici Gaming will try and drag the creeps away.
At least
long range
sniping the wards from far away.
And poke with AA on the Serpent Wards and the Boar helping out.
They don't really want to rush into the enemy base, it seems. Even though they have a very significant lead, they can just let Cart push. I mean, it's hard to get this banner. It's far enough back. AA,
Planet
to get it.
Realizing his job is to kind of stand up there and look Heroic in the eye.
Yeah, but he can't stand for too long.
No.
There's a lot of Blink heroes.
It's very scary.
That would like to have a word with him.
Tai Lung, okay. He's going to get roared up. Still has his Aegis though, so the secondary life for him is going to pop.
That's
Do they go on this?
Roar.
There's Macropire. Bach doesn't want to go for the Blink Spear. Tai Lung, of course, with BKB Refresher, like you said, that double debuff immunity is very difficult to break through.
I don't know if they can fight at all after using the Primal Roar. They're gonna have to try. It's all on the...
There's Whisper. Oh, the big vacuum into wall, blowing up Y. Planet buys back. Bach goes to the arena onto Shadow Shaman. The Ice Blast is good into the back as well. Tai Lung with the BKB, refreshing up, spamming Quill Sprays, kills off the MOUZ.
Oh my god, the Bristleback. So much impact. Again, the Overgrowth, very good patience coming out from King Jungles, making sure to hold the Mars in place so they can get brought down by the Bristle.
Well, that's just round 1. Bristle still has another BKB to go.
Yeah, he's looking for round 2 and whoever will fight him, but I don't think they really want to fight. Shiro is down bottom farming a Manta Star right now. That's 1,000 gold away.
I think you were right. No Roar, now with no Arena or Macropire, you just have to relinquish control of your base. Let the Barbarians come in. Take down all your buildings.
They really are the brawlers, Heroic. Got the Bristle and the Ursa.
He's a Tusk, doesn't it?
They're looking to catch Shiro. He's on the lane.
Bot. Ursa and Shadow Shaman, they're onto Shiro. They've got him all locked up and... Oh, no buyback. Dead for 70 seconds.
That's a long time. He was trying to finish up the Manta. I think they might even know because he has the components for a Manta, so unlikely that he has the gold for buyback. As he even bought out the diadem.
So now it's a sprint towards the Radiant base.
Yeah, at the same time, they can kind of chill. They don't have Aegis anymore. They could just play this game. Like, what do Vici have going for them right now that threatens Heroic?
Very little. They will keep all the lanes pushed in, though. Make sure there's no easy ways to get out and cut waves or find those pockets of farm. We've seen a lot from Team Spirit in particular. Very good, even in these losing games, to get out and find that extra net worth that will maybe level the playing field. Heroic keeping a very firm grasp on the Radiant base as Whisper with another 3-man vacuum finds both supports. Wide dead. Planet to follow shortly after, without buyback on this AA as well, meaning no Ice Blast.
Yeah, it's just gotta be mid-racks. There's no way to defend against the snakes as well. An AA Ice Blast, perhaps one of the most critical tools for them when they're this far behind. Bomb for 60 seconds. And everybody's starting to look a little bit too tanky to really die. The 35 armor Darkseer now. Having the Shivas.
It's baby steps for Vici Gaming. One at a time. Go for the Blink Roar, but the BKB's up from Tai Lung. Yuma comes in with a bash and a few swipes onto Shiro to force him back. Spear on Theo Licor is going to put the Shadow Shaman in an awkward position, but Heroic are just going to stand together, fight together. Arena there, but the Mars and the Storm, they're both falling quickly. I think Vici Gaming, that was their last hurrah in this game one. One more shot, but Heroic say absolutely not.
Man, credit to King Jungles. That was, again, a double BKB piercing overgrowth coming out. He always had the right timing on this. Playing against multiple BKBs, he realizes his power is to shut them down even after they use that. Very impressive stuff.
And very fast.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, he says that they're going to win, so we'll see who will into the game.
I love Caps so much. Slack's not so much. Caps.
Yeah. Yeah, I also love Caps.
Oh, here we go, game 2, and yeah, it's time to get into serious mode. Y is already dying down in the bottom lane to Whisper on this Beastmaster. Not Tai Lung's sad fatigue of, as we get ourselves into game 2, elimination zone for Vici Gaming if they lose this one.
Yeah, don't let the game distract you, Slacks. It's not why we're here or anything. We got the kill already. There's been some interesting things happening.
So many things
first
to
of all,
talk about. Top lane sentry ward.
Yes, that sentry ward on the tier 2 tower. It missed just barely, didn't pull. He wanted to do the aggro pull on the creep wave to get the first creep wave on the tier 1 tower, but he placed it outside of the vision of the tower.
Yeah.
So a little bit of an unfortunate happening there for the top lane. That's already put them in a bad spot. And of course, we know that SF and Rasta are going to be dominant in this lane. This is just a very favorable lane for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's double melee for Vici Gaming with a Faceless Void pos 4. You're fully reliant on equilibrium manipulation in this top lane. So you put that sentry ward onto tower, so the creeps aggro on it, they get delayed, and then the whole flow is kind of messed up, but yeah.
I like the choice, though, the active choice of putting Warlock to the offlane in this game, recognizing that he's stronger at bullying the TA together with the Beastmaster, and already finding that one kill down there. He's going to try and get more charges, of course, on the Grimoire.
There was also the fact that the Observer Ward in that top lane also got dewarded. Whether Faceless Void was scouted or the Shadow Shaman Theologor had a read on it, they got an immediate Observer Ward deward, so no courier sniping intel for Vici Gaming either.
Yeah, and finally mid lane, we've talked a lot of times about the Puck and Void matchup. Generally, you pick Puck kind of expecting Void Spirit to come out as a counter. You don't really want to ban him. There's better bans usually, but Void Spirit should be favored in lane.
Yeah, and that kind of forcing the hand of itemization, Faceless Void makes it so Puck wants to buy Yule, BKB, Eon Disc, like one of those defensive items, right, rather than pure damage.
The words of Caf, yeah, exactly. Just slow down the potential of the Void of the Puck with the Void Spirit.
So far, Tai Lung and XM very even in the last hits. Not going to see too much in the way of solo kill potential, just chipping away at each other, looking to get the runes, playing their own game. While top lane, Yuma and Theolacor. 12-3 Shadow Fiend. The Mars at 6 and 4. All of the stuff that happened early on in The lane here for Buck makes it very difficult to keep tabs on creeps.
I mean, he has to lane with a Void Spirit pos 4, or a Void Spirit, sorry, Faceless Void. Faceless Void is a good support. I do agree with, you know, what Slacks and Caps were chatting about there. Of course, he's auto-win. He just doesn't win the lane, that's the problem.
Which lane? There's a fourth lane now.
Yeah, they've created a lane by Roche.
Right in front of the Roche pit. Yuma drags the wave all the way over, will deny a couple of the creeps, while the Faceless Void has been completely zoned by Theo Lecor. That does mean Bach is able to grab the next dire wave and drag it, so Yuma has to come back and defend his tier 1, of course. But I feel miss one creep. Yeah, not a big deal.
Yeah, misses the one, but that's good recognition by Bach. They can go up and make this play as the pull was happening. Trying to get whatever he can, stabilize the lane a bit, because he only does have the 8 CS, so doubled up by the closest in CS for him.
It does mean the Shadow Fiend is a couple of waves behind his counterpart, right? We've got this very tight pack of Puck through Beastmaster, around 25 last hits. Shadow Fiend is a little bit behind the curve. To be expected when you've got all of this nonsense happening.
Every single lane is pulled either by the Mars or by the Faceless Void.
Well, unlucky for Planet. Creeps lost vision, he lost aggro. So another situation where Yuma's able to connect the waves.
Yeah, a little bit scared to turn around and hold the aggro as he went to high ground there because he was also being pursued and had to keep running. The lane is not getting any easier for Mars as he whiffs a spear.
Tries to pin Yuma. Not going to work this time. Not much the Planet offers right now. Much more focused on heading into that mid game.
Also worth mentioning that they are again doing the same thing on Heroic that they have been doing a lot in this tournament. They have this insane power spike that's going to hit. We saw them take the super early Roche previous game. They might try and do the same here. They have the Beastmaster, they have the SF Aura, Rasta Wards, Golem. They can take that super early Roche. They can play for towers. So Vici, they need to be very wary about the early game. Later on, they do have some nice tools though.
Shackles into Razors coming in. Planet has the time dilation, and Bach with the spells, going to be able to rebuke them. At least keep himself in fighting shape in his top lane. While the coil spent mid, Jakiro's rotated in onto this Void Spirit. 5 stick charges, not quite enough to break free of XM.
So incredible, the Jakiro damage output coming in. Level 3 only, but it doesn't really matter. You do so much damage just by auto-attacking into that coil.
And knowing that Templar Assassin having a pretty good time bottom, very self-sustaining, can kind of just sit here with Refraction, deal with the boars, and make sure the Whisper doesn't have a free lane either.
Yeah, she already has her power treads, so she's hit the first power spike she wants to reach.
But overall, this bottom lane, who's happiest with the outcome?
I think TA is going to be more likely to accelerate, but Beastmaster getting a lot of farm does mean that he will get towards the Aghanim Scepter, even on off-lane Beast, which isn't as common these days. You'll still see the carry kind of approach, go for Aghanims, get a lot of damage output. He is also starting to stack up some jungle. Kind of wish he would have sent more boars over to already prepare some stacks.
Yeah, it's just focusing on the lane stage as much as possible. Because he did have the Wild Hunt facet selected for quite a while, and he switched back to Beast mode, so there was you know, a little question in my head whether we'll see that Zookeeper summon-style Beast, but yeah, Aghanim Scepter is just too good of an item on this hero to give you that tempo in the mid-game.
Yeah, I mean, Dominator Beast is really, really good. It's just not as good as Ags, so you literally never see it.
Yeah.
It's one of those weird things. I think Ags on Beast is just pretty overtuned, to be honest, and a large reason why he can be played on any core position.
A very linear item build. Our top lane, trying to recover still for Vici Gaming. Now, Faceless Void having a decent net worth definitely lifts their spirits there, with the Mars being so far behind. Feels like nowadays Mars is still able to keep himself in the game, even if he gets shut down. Because there was a long period where if you shut down Mars, he's just very sad, waiting to get Blink Dagger. But now you're like, you know, Bracers and Soul Rings, you can farm, get through the jungle, and still play with the rest of your team.
Yeah, he'll get his stuff at least. Void Spirit very good at taking the runes, so even though Puck is maybe a little bit stronger at the moment, it does not matter when the Ether Remnant is staring at that rune.
A slower paced game here. From Heroic in particular. You know, no contesting Wisdom Shrine, no early aggression out into these lanes. Very focused on playing this extended laning stage, getting their first items up, stacking the jungle, clearing the camps, making sure to protect this Beastmaster and Shadow Fiend in the early stages.
They didn't get that double wisdom this time. Last game they got double wisdom on minute 7. That gave the supports this extra bit of oomph to go to lanes and do stuff early. Now we're still waiting a little bit for level 6s to come in. Warlock is very close to his as he has the book ready. He is only 60 experience away, so yeah, he could actually crack the book for bottom tower very soon.
And you can feel it. There's a twin gate play to be made. There's a TP from Void Spirit
They're
to
all
come
coming.
in.
TA, you gotta get out.
Golem dropped on the TA. They'll move in with the Shadow Fiend. Golem on Shiro. And the damage from King Jungles. And this will transfer very quickly into a tier 1 push.
Yeah, this is exactly what was brewing for a while. But yeah, Heroic, in very heroic fashion, are the first ones to strike.
Void Spirit even going to come across. Goes back up top with his twin gate. Gets ready to play into that northwest corner while King Jungle stays bottom. They'll TP top. Aether Remnant into Y. Bach trying to keep them back with the spear. Just be a simple pick off as they defend their tier 1.
Have the Arena and Coil. You gotta try Void Spirit.
They're going to go for it. It looks like Tai Lung here getting caught unaware.
He did not think that they stuck around after losing one hero, but good call by Vici. Find themselves the kill and can maybe look towards mid. The big thing I'm looking for Vici is, like, last game we saw him do no tower damage. And now you've killed Void twice. Or the Void Spirit, sorry. And we have not seen them do any real tower damage with it yet. Warlock is gonna just defend mid casually. When will they be able to try and open a tower for themselves?
It's kind of hard, isn't it? When your Mars is behind, he just wants to try and catch up, get to his timings. Your puck isn't really a tower clicker.
Yeah, it's gonna be TA with the Desolator, I guess.
Yeah.
That's like the main way that they will take towers.
Wait for Shiro to be ready. But already we've seen that bottom tier 1 dying, so Whisper has full access to the bottom jungle. Open up things for himself. Now a vast region he can farm through, while King Jungle is still continuing to make stacks. So a lot of eggs being put in this Whisper basket to get this quick Ags. And honestly, he's going to be playing as though he was a mid Beastmaster. Like, the timing on this Ags is tremendous. 5,200 net worth, 11 minutes in.
Yeah, he's huge. It's funny that the two richest heroes are both from the same lane in this game. You know, it's the rich geographical area, I guess. Beastmaster is snowballing, and it's going to, of course, accelerate a lot more. Similar for TA, though. Once she gets the Deso, her farm rate will also increase by a lot.
How active can she be, though? Like, is this going to be a Deso into Blink or a Hurricane Pike, or what's the goal for Shiro?
Yeah, it definitely needs Blink in this game due to the lockdowns against Rasta, against Beastmaster. You're going to need Blink to reposition to not get caught out, but also to follow up on your own jumps. Speaking of, a smoke will find Yuma.
And Y onto Yuma. And he's going to pop his wand, Fairy Fire, Lotus, all the little pops of regen he can. He does get taken down, and this should lead them into that tier 1 tower as Shiro and Bach, they've transferred their energy to kill this tower as well.
Yeah, this is what we needed to see. Shiro connecting and for them to go towards a tier 1. Meanwhile, never being lazy, Heroic, immediately slam a golem down mid.
They might get the inkling here. The planet's being stacking camps on that left-hand side. Getting this tier 1 could open things up for them to go and contest.
And to get a nice active rune as well for Void Spirit to play around with, the Haste rune.
2 heroes in the Fatal Bonds, always a scary prospect. You've got to keep your wits about you. Try and poke at the wave with the puck. King Jungle's going to bring his golem back. Don't want to lose that and give free money over. So the tier 1's still alive.
Yeah. He threw the heal on the golem though, so wants to go in and poke again, but Vici are reacting as well as they can. It's just difficult to stop the golem this early in the game.
A big brawler, Planet, caught up in that Remnant. He's going to jump forward with a time dilation and the cube onto King Jungles. And the Warlock, he really wanted to kill that tower, not getting the job quite finished off. And Bach's Mars in with the Arena Spear. Coil here on to Tai Lung. Vici Gaming bring the numbers to defend this mid lane. 5 heroes to actually turn the tide.
Finally, Void Spirit, or Faceless Void getting his level 6 and being useful, right? The hero is so weak in laning stage, but now you can see the power of the time zone coming down, holding them in place, and time dilation. Very annoying spell to play into. And of course, again, they connect with TA. So top tower taken down with the TA rotation, mid tower taken down with TA rotation. It's the carry that is responsible for dealing the building damage on their side.
And important here for Vici Gaming to put up that wall and make sure that they're not pushovers, because this is when Heroic start to feel that much stronger. Beastmaster has the Aghanim Scepter. Both of these supports are ready to go and make plays, especially if they can find a kill into Roche.
Oh, good
The
trap.
possibility is there, but the TA trap into Ice Path. It slows the advance, but Y has got bigger things to deal with. With the Void Spirit on his head, they'll take the kill. And is it actually a 14-minute Roche again from Heroic?
Of course, it's the script. Always want to take the early Roche.
Whispers?
Think about it for a second, but I think they will definitely drop the snakes and start hitting. They have the Aghanims on Beast, they have the heal on Warlock. And Void Spirit is acting as the zoning hero for the puck, knowing that Illusory Orb could, you know, snipe or scout the Roche take.
I love this. Real shades of the old days when we used to have level 1 Roche. You know, nothing as drastic as that nowadays, but still picking up the tempo and giving yourselves this early advantage.
Heroic is just by far the fastest team in the tournament. Like, there's no doubt about it, right? Is there any team that plays as fast in the early game as Heroic does?
I don't think so. Like, maybe Liquid sometimes, but it's like consistently fast, right? It's like Heroic's identity is play fast.
Yeah, it's predictable, and you know what's going to happen. They will take the towers, they will play for the Roche, literally always before minute 16, 17. Around that timing, they will have taken towers on Roche. It's just very impressive how they make this happen against literally everyone. But it also is a predictable pattern. So some team will study this and find, you know, exactly where to counter it. And I'm not sure exactly how you want to solve it, but definitely their laning stage looks super strong.
Maybe you have to do a level 1 Roche. Maybe you say no more 14-minute Roches. We're going to get this Ursa, Lone Druid, whatever, into the Roche pit to get you your early one. A snipe there from Whisper, but he's going to have to deal with bigger issues now. Shackles hold back in place, but they've got the arena. Whisper is going to get tagged up by the spear into the Macropire here as Theolicor burst by XM. A Golem drop with the Fatal Bonstow and Tai Lung's arrival. Onto the TA and the respawn of this. Whisper Beastmaster gets him in place. They blow up the Templar Assassin. And the dive further deeper onto Y. Not going to come. Tai Lung has no more steps.
Very nice there by Tai Lung. Getting the Ether Remnant, pulling back. Just a small detail, but TA probably would be able to create enough space and get away if it wasn't for that landing.
They do snipe out the Aegis at least, so...
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad for Vici. They now are in fighting shape. Wait for the Mars Arena to come back, and they could still force a 5v5. Otherwise, they would just have to give up objectives. And that's the worst case scenario.
But you don't want the siege machinery to approach your base, right? You want to try and get it before it gets in position, unloads. As top lane, XM and Planet. They're struggling to finish Theolicor. He dropped the Serpent Wards and he's able to lock down Planet. So XM just says, all right, a little exit to the side.
Yeah, Planet messing up a little bit, sticking around for too long there. Could have left a little bit earlier, but ends up getting caught by the shackle.
The Irish goodbye.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Leave without saying anything.
TA queuing up the Aghanim Shard. I think that's a really good choice in this game. Get the silence. Amazing against Void Spirit, but also against Rasta. Even against SF, it can be so nice to stop his ulti.
Back with this blink. Wanting someone to show, but nobody's coming. King Jungles and Tai Lung were both near that Radiant Observer Ward that Planet placed earlier near the Ancients. But the Dire Scan now gives information here to Heroic that there is a trap being set down south.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how some games we have like this really close battle between the cores? All the cores are within like 800 gold from each other. And then some games is like this, where one core is basically doubling up the others.
He's the king. Well, Yuma wasn't expecting this vision to be here. They scanned, they thought they had all the information in the world to sit back and play defensively. But Vici Gaming are able to get there, kill the Shadow Fiend, leash up the Warlock with the coil. He pops the mech in his dying move. But Vici Gaming bringing a bit of speed to their own game.
Yeah, very nice. I mean, they've hit some power spikes now. Having the Blink Dagger on Mars really enables them. Blink on TA. And I believe on the back of that, they're going to have the Blink coming in for Puck as well. So triple Blink is up and running. They have Eul Scepter as well on Faces Void. So he can set up and catch people. He's going to try up top. Oh, doesn't want to jump immediately as he doesn't have follow-up TPs.
Full retreat from them. Void Spirit also going for the Yule Scepter. I think it's being delivered shortly. A little quiet from Tai Lung. 7k net worth, now behind the MOUZ. Hasn't been able to connect really in a meaningful way on these ganks and kills. 1, 3, and 2.
Yeah, generally we almost have grown accustomed to seeing Tai Lung just pop off. He's been playing extremely well this tournament, but in this game hasn't really had that much going.
Like we don't want to see him on Viper. It's a boring hero, but usually he's running at people and clicking them.
Yeah, I wonder what's really gone wrong for him in this game, because they took a lot of towers, but I guess he hasn't really been able to find as many kills as you want as a mid laner.
Whisper, Blink, Roar, but Planet's there with the Yule's turn around. Whisper's still trying to chase in onto Shiro with his fresh BKB. He gets on top of the TA. Silence, though, stops the Shadow Shaman from landing the shackles. Speared up and held back. XM comes in to snipe Theolacor, and Whisper disappears with a TP back to Fountain.
That's not the BKB reveal that you want, though. That's really sad for him on Beastmaster. Even though he got out and got to safety, failing to get a kill, putting your stuff on cooldown, and that's right before Tormentor as well.
His Yule's on Faceless Void's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Yule Scepter, and he's going for a Lotus next. You want to generally build cooldown-based items on Faceless Void if you play this Time Dilation build, since you get cooldown acceleration in the time zone.
Heroic not going to give this Tormentor up without a fight. All grouped up as 5, making their way over. And it looks like Vici Gaming, they're setting up to try and snipe it quickly. This could be spooky, though, as King Jungle steps forward and drops the Golem to send forward to scout. The point man giving info here and vision.
Behind them.
They see exactly where Vici Gaming are, and Whisper in from behind with Yuma by his side. The Arena Spear on the support in the back, coiled there on the Beastmaster while Tai Lung gets on Jakiro. Requiem comes out to take down Y. Theolacor and King Jungles, meanwhile, didn't get finished off by Bak or Planet. They got their spells out. Whisper's dominating, taking down XM, while Bak is chased by Tai Lung and King Jungles. I mean, one by one, Vici Gaming just floundering and falling. Bak is finished off by Tai Lung, and Heroic, perfect positioning. The tactics there to get in on top of Vici.
The smoke positioning was extremely good there. They're going to get the Tormentor off this, also got the tier 1 tower, but give it up to Whisper, man. He gets the kill on Puck, turns it into a kill on TA, basically taking him down on his own. Just, I mean, Whisper. Whisper, dude. His first BKB reveal wasn't the best, but dear lord, he destroyed them there.
Yeah, I mean, he's always played offlane as if he was mid, right? Then they put him mid for a while. It's like, wait, we're wasting a guy who can turn an offlane into a mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, his cooldown was a little bit long here to begin with, didn't have Roar, but he finds his moment as the fight becomes very scrappy. He finds a blink onto the Puck, ultis him, and then TA falls very rapidly to the Aghanim's damage output.
Incredible. And the rest of them just picking up the pieces. Planet is going to skip away from Tai Lung and Theolacor in that mid lane. But in a period of the game which Vici Gaming was starting to feel more comfortable, right? They'd taken down some towers, got a couple of team fights, went towards Tormentor. Heroic very quickly shut it all down and built up a 7k lead for themselves.
Also shows a lot of initiative, the fact that they went for that fight with BKB cooldown and no Roar on Beastmaster. They still say, you know what, we're strong enough to take that fight. They had a lot of tools at their disposal. And I thought it could be problematic. The SF ulti wasn't that impactful.
Yeah.
It was pretty far away. You know, he used it for the Jakiro kill. But even so, they showed that their positioning and fighting is really good.
And then maybe scary signs of things to come, right? If that's not a good Requiem, the next one might be better, might be more impactful. That's something Vici Gaming have to be wary of.
In particular, considering the SF now has his fresh BKB and he's going for a Blink Dagger next. So yeah, for sure, he's going to have an easier time landing big ultis. It does put some stress over on Vici.
Another fast Rotary spawn. About 30 seconds was on the timer. He's going to be up pretty shortly. See if Heroic are able to get themselves in the pit. Because right now, Vici Gaming's the ones that are smoking up and playing from this bottom jungle. The pings are there in towards Roche. I mean, Theolacor and Whisper, they're both here. Oh, the big 5v5 clash about to come in. Smoke into smoke. Planet leading. Smoke break, high ground vision. They see everything. Planet's going to back up and realize this isn't the angle they want to take.
No, going into high ground when they know that all the enemies are probably up there, just going to back out. Heroic do not know that Roche is up just yet. They're trying to do a sweeping move first. clear if any hero is nearby. As Planet being sneaky.
Good smoke break spot. And where does Whisper blink?
He might die to that smoke break though.
Axe is in the trees. Hello? Anyone here? Now the jump in with a roar. Should be a simple one here. He can maybe Yules? No, not even a tongue to Yules. Meanwhile, oh, who's this? Shadow Shaman. He's got the shackles on Shiro. There's no BKB for TA. Refraction is going to get burnt through. King Jungles comes in. Shadow Shaman stays alive and Whispers. He's arrived. Another kill for Heroic, but a big one this time on the TA.
Very nice. Good vision down there and plays towards it. Theodicor, I've been praising him throughout this tournament. I think Theodicor, his understanding of the game has just really been shining. Like always going for wraparound moves, going for angles, showing why you want to get these positionings as Rasta as well. You can hold someone for so long. And Rasta overall has been amazing. I think it's 47 games played and 60% win rate this tournament.
Incredible hero. Well, yeah, Theodicor is kind of giving Schofield vibes, right? This play behind enemy lines, finding these angles of attack without the dying.
Yep. Yeah, it's true. It's not having to be one of those melee supports, you know, the Tusk and the Clockwork going in and dying.
Exactly.
Instead, you get to actually have some power to objectives as well. Those Rasta wards have been ever so useful.
Yeah, I might have to look at Shadow Shaman as a ban here against Heroic. But there's so many heroes they're very adept with.
Heroic are annoying as well because they're Meepo players, right? They have all these heroes. You're banning Huskar against them, you're banning Meepo against them, and it makes it difficult to get a normal draft going, essentially.
Yeah, the Viper mid, and then Whispers heroes, the Enigma Darkseer.
Nice there by Observer pointing out he stepped too close to the trap.
He's found. Does get his spell off, though. Hex into Golem. Yuma on the sidelines while Tai Lung can't get in the arena. Now dissimulating forward, but Bak has already made the retreat. Yuma moving forward, pressuring Vici Gaming away from this top left corner. The ice path, and then the bridge back. Safety to fall away from this.
Yeah. Yuma wanted to fight because he has the Aegis, but not really going to be able to connect on anyone. Just head back. Pretty good mobility on the side of Vici Gaming. Time Walk on a support. They have Elusive Orb and Blink. TA, of course, with the Blink as well. Mars too.
Still making a move in. There's Golem giving vision on Bak and XM. Tai Lung getting slowed down by the dual breath on his approach, though. High ground vision here for Heroic, as they are going to use this Radiant Ancient spot as a platform to play into top lane and mid lane at the same time.
Yeah, I think SF might want to go and start auto-attacking a bit. They're using the Golem. And Puck trying to safely farm towards the Lincoln Sphere, just 40 gold away. That Lincoln's against the Rasta and against the Eul Scepter Void Spirit is going to be really handy.
Radiant structures are fortified.
The positioning's so good from Heroic, with Tai Lung on the left, Whisper on the right. They're covering both
Radiant's top tower.
entry points for any kind of smoke wraparound, playing still under their own vision and pressuring two tier 2s at the same time. And it's almost impossible here for Vici to approach this, especially into Aegis. So Jakiro's cutting wave mid, Faceless Void trying to get down to bottom to do the same job. Once Heroic have cleared out this tower, though,
Top tower.
It's straight to mid. Just gonna keep going. They don't even have Beastmaster, but they have a nice position on the high ground. The Rasta wards have done most of the job. And this game is slipping pretty fast. Vici Gaming having this TA, you generally want to be winning early on. You don't really want to just fall behind and say that you're going to carry late game.
this is her time to shine now, right?
It truly is. It truly is. I still think they might have like the better late game overall on Vici just because of the puck impact, and I think a lot of their heroes scale really well.
Like the Faceless Void pos 4.
Yeah, but the TA in general does not enjoy losing this period of the game.
Especially if you don't have access to all these ancient camps, you know, no stacks to farm, you are stuck on this bottom stream.
And Roche, they lost Roche twice.
Yeah.
TA is a hero that wants to rely on taking Torm, taking Roche, and not getting to do that.
They've still got a lot of tools to fight, though, when all the green lights are up. A smoke out of the base, a move into vision. That's what Vici Gaming are angling for. But Heroic still defending this Observer ward. And with this Hex into Requiem, they've got the play onto Bak, who made this jump forward, still alive and BKB'd up. Arena's there as Yuma breaks free. Theodicor not going to be so lucky. In comes Whisper, though. With a blink roar, Shiro does get the BKB out. Fatal Bomb's going as the first life of SF is down. Whisper sticking on Shiro's TA while XM's getting blown up by Tai Lung. Chiro on the retreat. Whisper still alive. Golem dropped in. Down goes the TA, and Bach will follow shortly after. Heroic slice through Vici Gaming. They do lose Whisper, but are still a dominating victory.
It looked so good for a while there. It looked so good, but then the SF comes back in round 2, just bursting through the TA as well, who was in a position to deal some damage, but just gets taken down. You can see the damage done by SF there as he came in for. He obviously did a lot in the first wave, but yeah, just the staying power is impressive from Heroic.
It's a 5-man wipe in the end. They've come back and found Planet, who was lurking back by their Ancients.
Ooh, that's pretty nice, because SF now gets to reset his minus armor stack as well. There was a long time between those kills there, and it refreshes all the existing ones. Here we see the recap.
Yeah, 4 lasting presence now.
Ultimately, it's a bit of ages difference.
Yeah. The Fatal Bonds are pretty good as well. Onto 3 or 4 heroes, spreading all that damage that Whisper is dishing out. And it's a good kill to get on Whisper. Like 900 gold in the pockets of Vici Gaming, but you've just lost so much traction on the map now. Every lane trending towards the Radiant base, so Heroic, after losing Aegis, have entire map space to farm through, and the patience to wait for that next Roshan.
Yeah, they can just keep abusing the map control that they have. Doesn't look like SF is gonna get too hungry to reset his lasting presence again. Instead, just farming. I mean, we have all this map control. Gotta take some time to just enjoy the farm that you get to.
Just absorb it all up.
Are scanning.
A scan, another read from Heroic.
Oh,
Yuma's moving towards it.
well, he knows.
He's got the understanding here that it's just the Jakiro, all on his lonesome, pretending to go through Twin Gate, Ice Path TP, Theolacor there with a Hex, though, right in the nick of time.
Right place, right time. Gets to be part of that kill. There's some time at least for the Vici Gaming squad to get out and get the D ward on their triangle.
Defending that ward, though, like, so vitally important. I mean, that's a lesson in itself, right? Support, you know, walking around, placing wards, keep this vision up. Defending wards, on the other hand, is such an important job that the entire team has to do.
Yeah, I mean, playing under your vision is not just a concept of you want to take team fights there. Oh,
Does he have the roar? XM.
he can't break the Lincolns.
Yeah, you're right.
Problematic for him. So Puck gonna be completely fine.
In the meantime, Tormentor taken. Yuma gets the shard.
Yeah, we can already see Whisper and how he wants to address the Lincoln Sphere. He's queuing up the Refresher into a Diffusal for Disperser, which is multi-purpose in this game.
Get rid of time dilation.
Yep, dispel Jakiro stuff, time dilation, silence, and then also be able to break Lincolns with it.
Yuma's hungry, huh? Blinking forward. Silver Edge to get in on top of Bach. Fortunately for the MOUZ, he's already cleared the wave and got into base.
This has become the default build for SF. Like, item for item, this is exactly the build that I think is the strongest. Getting exactly into Blink, Kayasha, BKB, Silver Edge, and then goes Satanic, Daedalus. He becomes such a monster.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And right click with your razors. 15k lead for Heroic, putting them in good stead. Playing 2 lanes while Vici Gaming stuck on 1. Like when your MOUZ is sat in a lane just gathering creeps as they hit your tier 3, that's when you know something's not quite right.
Oh, the Jakiro gets spotted, found. Oh, last time it was up top, this time down bottom. Same heroes, same deal.
Slam shot on him. Now Tai Lung. He's got the Lincoln's popper here. Phase shift comes just in time though. Before Whisper could land the roar, he had lifted his hands and nearly had it.
Yeah, not far away from getting the pick off on that slippery puck.
But it's so quick. Yuma, oh, he's under a sentry. So Bach is able to blink away.
The big thing this game is that Shiro really hasn't had a chance to do what he wants to do on TA. Like, he has 0 kills. TA is Templar Assassin, you know? You're an assassin? You want to get kills? He does have 6 assists to his name, but his damage just has been lacking.
I've just been sitting and farming his crops. Couple more seconds till Roshan's back up. Heroic yet again in position to scout it and take it. Well, Vici Gaming, they're going to need to smoke Got this high ground vision that they would ideally want to play under, but I don't think they're going to be given the chance.
Yeah, I think it's scary for them to step out, but they kind of have to. As right now, they are splitting a lot on the side of Heroic. They're using the map, trying to get the sides of the map farmed. But Vici are not going to go for an immediate smoke, and that might give the initiative over to the Dire team to just go into this Roche. It is going to roar, but will you be able to get there in time is the thing. SF with the Rasta wards.
So bloody quick.
Even without Beastmaster, this falls really fast.
Vici Gaming, no entertaining this. They're pushing out the side lanes. Trying to find something with Bach onto Whisper. Not really a fight they're taking, just a, hey, how you doing kind of deal.
Oh, that's just a shameful feeling when you see Beastmasters pushing top aggressively. You can't do anything about him, but you also heard the Roshan roar, so you know that, okay, Beasts is farming, and they're taking Roche, and we're not killing anything.
Yeah.
Vici are not feeling good about this.
No. Bach is still stepping forward here, though. Whisper has the gem. Let's see if he gets the BKB off. The spear lands. Shiro with the damage. Planet here with the cube, but Whisper, BKB, Roar, and TP. The physical damage is lacking without the TA in effect. And now Heroic looking to react quickly. Tai Long with a double step. Right onto the Bach Mars. Theolicor with a Hex on Jakiro, forcing Bach to BKB TP. Why? Gonna try and get to base himself. And succeeds. No more stuns, apparently.
Just TP out seems to be a good medication for anyone who's in ailment here up top lane. Everybody gets to safety. But yeah, the unfortunate part with the spear back was really good, but they don't have good chain stun in their team. Faces Void is not a disable in this game, and Jakiro was just far away, so no ice path.
Yeah, and Warlock in this game, you know, very focused on his attire, going for the fashionable build.
I see that.
Going for his double boots, making sure he's nice. He's good looking, keeping his feet comfy.
He's rocking the 2 different pairs.
And no need to buy any disables on Warlock. Just, you know, you got some boots for yourself and some boots for your golem.
He should buy more boots next.
Oh, boots of travel?
Yeah, get the travel, so you gotta get that. That's the fancy ones.
He's got Greaves and boots of bearing. Heroic are coming for you. Top lane about to be cracked open by them. 3 minutes on that Shadow Fiend's Aegis. 4 heroes smoked behind Tai Long as he starts to open up on this tower. Double catapults now arriving as well with the banner.
It's not just Aegis on that Shadow Fiend as well, but the Satanic being completed means he's so much harder to burst, especially with, like I pointed out, the kind of lacking chain stun on their team. Best you have is a spear into an ice path, and he might survive through that and just turn it around with a Satanic.
Kind of cool from Planet there. Time walks forward, then blinks even deeper to smoke reveal, see what's happening behind, and then of course the reverse time walk to take him back to where he started.
Yeah, a little bit of funny tech. But funny fancy tricks are not gonna save your racks as they're falling right now.
Well, they're forced out. The open wall's still going to work. Vici Gaming now have brought everyone back to defend.
You can tell Yuma does not want to get speared into enemy base. He knows even with Aegis, if it gets pulled deep, it can be bad.
BKB from Whisper makes the jump in onto Shiro. Lincoln's pop, though, passed over by the puck as Whisper, he's speared up in the arena, blown up and killed. Massive for Vici Gaming as they now can come out of their base. Deal with the Shadow Shaman, kill off Theolicor. Yuma dropping low as well with the second arena. Bach is up and running. Theolicor's still alive, though, broke free with the BKB. Aegis for the Shadow Fiend brings him up and blinks away. Bach is on his tail, though. Mars gets another spear, and Vici Gaming gonna chase it onto Yuma. Blow up with Shiro. Tons of damage from the high ground. Unleashes hell onto Shadow Fiend as King Jungle's gonna pop the boots of bearing and run back, but XM is there chasing.
Chasing still and time dilation up in just a bit. He does try to BKB, but does not have a TP on him.
He's down. The Warlock's gone. Tai Long BKB'd up and on the run.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Vici Gaming have lost track on him.
Getting away, but again, no teleport, so he cannot get to base. Mid tower falls to the golem meanwhile. Wait, hold up. What's the golem doing here?
Oh, he's killing buildings.
That was some really fast reflexes by XM. The pass on the Lincolns made all of that possible, and we saw the power spike of the refresher on the Mars. The double ulti those ultis are not just about controlling a player or like holding people in place, but it's also about the fact that SF struggles to deal any damage when he can't attack through all these barriers from the double ulti, double arena coming out.
Yeah, and Yuma trying to Requiem there, but Vici Gaming have all these BKBs.
Yeah, I mean, the heal as well when people are dying. Mars just partying, victory feasting.
Heroic, I mean, they were going for this killing blow. They felt the victory was within their reach. Vici Gaming with backs against the wall, the scariest beast. A base defense. Yes, they lost their top lane of barracks, mid-tier 3, but they've got plenty to hold on here, bringing that net worth lead down by about half.
It's still possible to turn it around. 8k lead isn't that significant at 38 minutes, and they do have some nice scaling heroes. A lot of tools are coming in too. The Daedalus on TA, I said she was lacking a bit in the damage. Now she has it. She also got the Meld Bash, so some very important lockdown could potentially allow her to get some disables, even against the BKB Rasta. So if Rasta grabs anyone that isn't TA, she could Meld Bash out of it. And soon we have the Dream Coil Pierce's debuff immunity as well.
That's some big timings for Vici, getting into this late game. 40 minutes in.
There's still some stuff
They're
going
gonna find
for Heroic.
Whisper.
Ooh.
He's pretty tanky. Doesn't get off the BKB though. He's just getting blown up by Shiro.
I just enjoy watching Bach play Mars, dude. Watching him jump people, he always lands his combo. Like, I hardly ever see Bach miss.
Is under attack.
He blinks in, God's Rebuke, and then spears, and then throws the ulti to, of course, pin to the ulti.
Yeah, you know when someone's spear arena-ing rather than arena spearing,
Yeah.
right? You know.
You're dealing with a connoisseur of the hero, yeah, a fine gentleman. He's got the Aeon Disc as well, so he understands that the disable from Rasta or Beastmaster could be game-winning if they catch him. So here, a lot of people would have gone for a Hex, but he goes for Aeon Disc, and I think it's the correct play in the game.
Other stuff.
Because he doesn't need to deal the damage. His team has plenty of damage. He just needs to be a reliable control, and this makes sure he doesn't get bursted.
Planet on the high ground there.
Dire's
Seeing who's coming.
is under attack.
Protecting all his cores who are not too far behind him. Now an amplified damage XM Puck. A lot of output from the Aghanim Scepter. That 25 talent you said as well. Pretty big if Vici Gaming can go and find somebody.
Yeah, for sure. Void Spirit in particular might be in danger from that. He does have the Wind Waker though, so he can get himself to safety. Pretty early Wind Waker purchase. 3rd item.
Aeon Disc for the Faceless Void as well going to come out. Lots of protective items here from Vici Gaming. So multiple Aeon Discs and Lincoln Spheres. Make sure they don't get it just hexed and burst down completely, so even more staying power for them to get off these multiple rounds of spells.
I think they have identified that Heroic is a very bursty lineup. They want to burst with the SF ulti or with the Beastmaster, with the Rasta grabbing someone. Makes sense. Makes sense to counter it like this.
Heroic using this time just to try and get their Shadow Fiend for his next item. Get even more of that burst through the physical damage of his Daedalus.
Yeah, does mean that they won't be going for any form of nullifier, of course. I mean, I still think Daedalus is the correct choice. But if they want the nullifier, it would have to be Beastmaster changing his item build.
Is it another 30-second Roshan respawn?
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, this one not as fast. It's still going to spawn bottom Roche. For 1 minute, it will be there.
A little bit longer this time, so that's going to slow Heroic down a touch. They want to move into where Planet is currently standing as a mobile ward. I mean, vision for both teams lacking currently. They've spent all their obs and sentries and need to get some fresh ones out.
And smoke is running out for Heroic, so they put down some sentries. Gonna see that there's a bunch of TA traps in the area, but their location is revealed.
Both teams have Gem, and Faceless Void, yeah, with his long-range jump in and jump back. XM makes the move onto Theolicor. Arena Spear onto Whisper before he gets any spells off. Can't BKB or escape. Shiro blows him up, and the Faceless Void Spirit is also taken down. Bucks Mars, spot on, a beautiful initiation.
That's just crazy good. He got the vision from his Faceless Void going in there earlier, and then with the puck and him just jumping in, destroying everything. We see the power of that level 25 puck as well. If you get coiled, you're just in trouble. It's that simple.
And several times now, Whisper has no recourse, no chance to BKB, turn a fight or anything. Beastmaster wants to be the one jumping, not the one being jumped.
And that's one more fight where, again, he didn't get a chance to use the Refresher Shard. Of course, he just got bursted fast here.
Yeah.
But they took that Roche like almost 10 minutes ago, and he never got a chance to use the Shard.
And now Vici Gaming, they're on enemy high ground. They're looking at a tier 3 tower here. No buyback on Beast, 30 seconds for the Void Spirit to respawn. I mean, Heroic, they can't defend in a 3v5. So this is a lane of barracks and maybe just Roshan for Vici Gaming.
Yeah, I think they're going to set up Roche. They know that it's going to be Roche time, and of course, there are tier 2 towers on the side lane, so might as well just back out. And the first Roche of the game could be going their way. I don't even see how they would be able to defend it as well. SF nowhere near.
Nope.
And that's a good thing. He would just die over there.
30 seconds, no TP. Vici Gaming owning that outpost as well. Means if they do get into a team fight, they've got the buyback TP capability. It's not going to happen, of course. Aegis now for Shiro. Refresher Shard for XM.
But this can give some safety for Shiro to push high ground as well. Aegis, he can backpack the BKB. Just got to make sure that he's fast enough to bring it in. We saw some late BKB swaps earlier.
And this game has completely flipped on its head. 8k lead for Vici Gaming now as they're the ones playing 2 lanes. Getting all the goodies from the Roche and pushing forward. Fiend on the left-hand side, trying to get what farm he can in these hidden little pockets. Stealing a Wisdom Shrine. Every little helps for Heroic. They've had the wind completely knocked out of their sails.
Yeah, SF just trying to get whatever farm he can.
And Bach, of course, is going back into this Scythe of Ice now. So he's going to have the Refresher Scythe. Even more lockdown to make Heroic's life even more challenging.
Man, it's been like complete freeze, and like Tylong, he had so much gold, but his net worth has just been stagnant for a very long time. I think he had the same amount of gold when TA was like 24,000 net worth, and he just hasn't finished a new item since then. The Wind Waker is all he's been sitting with for a while, and this Tiara, hoping to be an Aeon Disc. Or hoping to be an Octarine, sorry. He's got Aeon Disc after the Octarine.
Tylong. They're on the park with a Requiem, forcing XM to BKB, but that's not enough. Now Yuma's got jumped by the TA, dead for 100 seconds.
Oh, the second coil.
And the coil again onto the Void Spirit. They might just be game now. 2 cores down with no buyback.
I mean, there's not much to say about it, right? They're just dead. 700 gold needed. They can get the Void Spirit buyback if there's any form of gold, but I think this is going to be too fast. They're just going to push.
I think they might just go and end the game.
Beastmaster's looking for the rats. Can he base race a TA?
I don't think so. He's going to get stuck in a trap down there while Shiro just goes for tier 4. Whisper trying to push in. Last-ditch effort from Heroic not paying off. I don't know if they've got boosted travels or something to go and help him, because the tier 4s in this dire base are falling very quickly. They've got a glyph up. Vici Gaming send the puck back to help. Shadow Shaman's going to base race this one as well. Glyph has now expired though, as Shiro back, Planet and Y make work on this Ancient. I think it's just over.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Nowhere near it. Vici Gaming, they'll tie things up.
And they came back from such a bad situation in this game. Heroic, they got their script. They got the early game, but they slipped up and Vici punished them super hard on the back of some good team fighting.
Ah, great stuff.
Game number 3. This is Tournament Lives on the Line. Let's head over to Vaga and Gareth.
Let's find out how it goes. Yeah, elimination on the line here for these two teams as we get into Game 3 between Vici Gaming and Heroic. And a Jakiro last pick. I'm surprised no one's as excited as we are. The lane-dominating Flappy Dragon Boy comes out for Y.
Yeah, lane domination has been very, very important for a lot of these teams. Obviously, Dota is played at a very fast pace at this level. And I actually think that T-Gov non-stop asking for this Beastmaster is very appropriate for the game that we get it in, because I think Beastmaster is going to be the pivotal point for Heroic. If he gets a good start, if he gets Aghanim Scepter at a reasonable timing, I think they look very strong. They can take that early Roche into Tormentor, and they can do all the things they want. But if Vici Gaming recognize it, shut him down, if they can make rotations, control runes, I think that would also be a very, very, it would be a very vulnerable point to put pressure, basically.
Yeah, because like the panel was saying, right, these two heroic supports, very susceptible to being chased down by a Brew, dived on by a Wind Ranger and a Phoenix, or a Tiny with a Blink. So having these heroes who can be the frontline bodies, the Beastmaster and the Timbersaw, when they're confident and comfortable, making jumps and playing forward, you have that knock-on effect of protecting your supports. So if Vici Gaming find ways to slow down that and make them not as beefy, or make sure their timings don't quite hit, you give back an easier time.
King Jungles already just offsetting the enemy off lane and do some auto-attacking onto the Phoenix.
I get some clicks in there early days.
The Menace. You can't let him keep hitting you.
Shadow Demon, Shadow Fiend lane. Up at top, but Tylung in the mid lane against XM. Beastmaster against Tiny. You can see that crash landing with the tosses onto boars later on, like Gunnar said at level 3, you can try and kill them off. But this is the hero and player combination that T-Gov has been longing for.
Oh, nice shackle down bottom. Big damage onto Teolikor. Of course, it's not a kill attempt, but just a shackle into 2 auto attacks from both of them, and Teolikor drops all his HP, basically. And this matchup on mid, I would say, is very, very straightforward for Beastmaster. I don't think you struggle against the Tiny at all. He does have some AoE damage technically, but not enough to threaten your boars early on. And it's, yeah, it should be very easy CSing, I predict, for the Beastmaster.
And Whisper down the bottom, yeah, against these two ranged heroes, just trying to keep the lane as far back as possible. Aggro dragging the melee creeps into the ranged, so you can try and deny it, and hold that wave as close to your tier 1 can. But this is a Jakiro who can very happily sit and trade with your Teolikor Shadow Shaman, has access to the small camp and I believe the large camp as well. So Vici Gaming, they can do all the lane manipulation they want if that wave does push up.
He's trying to keep both the camps available. He's going to go for an attempt at small camp stack, but of course Teolikor with his boots and sentry will try and block up both the camps here.
Hey, why even blocking the camp himself? Also that.
He's happy with status quo, I guess. The lane is going to be fine for them. It's in a nice position, so...
An extra melee creep there does shove forward. Teolikor just with shackles onto Y, try and show him who's boss. Get some spell casting out.
I like the Rasta getting in and getting some help on last hitting and denying. You have a lot of damage on this hero. Might not be able to harass into the wind run, and you can't trade against Jakiro, so best you can do is help out with the CSing.
Yeah, might even see an earlier move from Teolikor. He's very adept at going through the twin gate and playing into the other lane, or vice versa. Have the Shadow Demon come bottom to try and deal with this Jakiro Wind Ranger lane.
Yeah, on mid lane we see more of what we saw from the start, 17-6 versus the 12-0, so no deny for Tiny yet. And Tiny is one of the heroes who wants to get denies. He has that tree grab to get extra damage, but against the boars, it's just difficult, man.
The extra additional half a hero, basically, that Tylung has with the double boars. One of them now expires, but when both of them are up with the hero clicking you, you can see XM really struggling to stick in this lane.
I would even argue it's a full hero sometimes. If you summon 2 boars at level 2, that's 80 damage. That's a full hero and then some.
Pretty nutty. Things starting out well for Tylung. And then that situation we were kind of describing, dealing with the Beastmaster to shut him down. Phoenix and Jakiro, you know, they've got a lot of early damage output, so potentially could make that rotation because Tiny has the stun. Having this mid laner that's kind of beefy, can guard runes, you can do that. Otherwise, accessing enemy ancients to stop the stacks or contest the stacks could be a thing that Vici Gaming look towards.
Yeah, I think Y is looking at mid right now because he was chasing Rasta for a while, and this beast is deep under tower. If they bring in Phoenix as well, it should be an easy kill, but
now Y is going to drag the wave around. Beastmaster gathering up all the farm past that tier 1 and making sure XM doesn't get any freedom in this lane. Sticking on the
boars.
Tiny. Double boars with the Wild Axe damage amp. Not going to die of the tier 1. Y doing a very important job of holding the creep wave there, because that theoretically could have been a solo kill, and in fact might still be. Tylung forcing back 2 heroes. A 1v2, the 16-year-old. What do you do against him? XM's like, guys, we're having some issues in this mid lane.
Yeah, they're definitely running some problems. Now they have 2 heroes not doing anything against the Beastmaster. That's why I kind of wanted to see the Phoenix as well coming in towards mid, but yeah, Beastmaster's gonna get denied on the water room bottom. And the top one, Tiny could maybe force him to deny it, but he's solo HP on Tiny.
Quite scary for Tiny stepping up for this. Water room gets denied, so very important tiling at least. Minor shutdown there. No bottle refill, so no more Wild Axe spam. Breathing room for XM.
Yeah, but XM might just have to run over and get the bounty and get some more refills going, whereas the Beastmaster's very happily just staying on mid. Sure, he took some damage, but he is more than okay to just keep the creep wave here. 34-10 versus the 22-0. The big story of the laning stage for sure. Then, of course, top lane is doing quite well for Heroic as well. Yuma, 36-6 versus the 25-2. I have not been too impressed by Brewmasters that I've seen in this patch, so we'll see if Bach can make it work. I wonder if he's going to go for the Aghanim Scepter build. That's the one that I've seen be the most successful.
Yeah, ever since people realized Radiance is a garbage item, rightfully so, we've had a lot of ideas about shifting this Brewmaster into the Pipe build, the Aghanims build, the Spirit Vessel build. Curious to see what ideas Bach has got here.
It's a bit unfortunate for Brewmaster because he was the one who was so happy with Radiance working so well on the Earth Panda, and now it just doesn't really hit the same when it doesn't have the mischance.
It's not great. I'm going to dive in. Not going to gather anything apart from information. Planet now realizing Rune has spawned top. But Tai Lung using that info from KJ and Theolocor. Double supports rotating to guard the first active Rune.
Yeah, some stacks are made in the jungle for Tai Lung to fall back on. Of course, he's maxing out the wild access to get the farm rate going.
Yeah, it's just when you bring these supports into mid, right? Jakiro moving into help. Now the Phoenix coming across. Whisper got left alone for a long period there to get himself very quickly into the Vanguard, get tanky, and now he has staying power in his bottom lane because he was having, I don't want to say a hard time, but it was definitely uncomfortable for the Timber into the Wind Ranger.
Even so, he's still in danger. Level 3 on the power shots. Like, Vanguard will help, but this is still a painful lane.
Needs Theolocor here to help. And then top lane, of course, with Phoenix leaving, means the Brewmaster was left to his own devices. Tried to sit in front of his tower to gather up the creeps as Yuma and King Jungles.
Oh, Disrupt ulti.
They press forward here with that Shadow Fiend Requiem to push back away. 3 heroes, though, from Vici Gaming arriving. Axem's Tiny gonna make his presence known. An avalanche and a toss kills off Yuma. A first blood for Bach.
Gives
He
him
dies for it.
Gives him the hug of death on SF, the release on death. Gets the kill at least. Bit unfortunate there. The ulti from SF didn't really look that strong because the Brewmaster Earth form on the Drunken Brawler stance gives a lot of magic res.
Yeah, very tanky. Important move from XM, though, to make sure that they Heroic don't get the double wisdom, don't get this pivotal move. But again, it's pressure off of Tai Lung. Shadowfiend was already having a very good time, so that death, sad, but not super meaningful in terms of negative effects on Heroic.
That's true. Yeah, the SF is going to be okay with it. He tried for something. He went for the invasion. Something we see Heroic do a lot.
What are your thoughts on Hand of Midas, Varga?
Oh, hold up. We have a roar onto the Brewmaster coming out.
Set up by the disruption. Raises will come from Yuma. And Bach, the Sunray, with a hop skip away. Gets into that storm stance. The axe is flying. It ticks over. KJ just enough damage with it.
Barely drops. Was that a Shadow Poison?
Level 1 Shadow Poison. Yeah, I was looking at it as well.
Ticked him down towards the very end there. The 26 damage. Wow.
Barely.
Yeah, he's queued up the Hand of Midas. I think it's fine to go Midas on the Brewmaster. I'm not a massive fan. I kind of like the straight Aghanims more. I fear that he might be useless for a little bit too long of a time window, whereas the straight Aghanims does make him stronger a bit earlier. Again, for me, the Hand of Midas is mainly like on heroes that really want the attack speed. And Brewmaster does have crit, I guess, but it's still not amazing.
Yeah, I guess it's also one of those items where if you're a hero who has a big ulti, you rely on your ulti, right? It's quite nice to just pop your ulti, have this Midas to then fall back and farm jungle when you have the downtime.
Yeah.
Get that additional gold to keep yourself going. And if you're aiming to drag this game out a little bit, because things haven't gone particularly well in the laning stage. Vici Gaming may be aiming for that later timing around BKBs.
Yeah, they certainly could be. At the same time, we kind of know Heroic, you know, the team with the script, and the draft is very similar to do what they want to do in every game. That 15 minutes, 16 minutes, sometimes 14-minute timing for Roche. Probably going to be what they play for again. They have the Rasta, they have the SF. Even Shadow Demon is a good Roshing hero. I have to reprogram my brain to still think that way. Like, I've played a lot of Shadow Demon, even I keep going for Roche, you know, it's been amazing. He's given me a lot of MMR, this boy. But in my mind, I still don't have SD as like a Roshing hero. But he's one of the absolute best.
And those innate kind of hidden effects.
Yeah, Menace is truly overpowered innate, I would say.
Very good. I'm a little bit sad we're not going to see that Roshan timing speed up, you know, from 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10. You know, 10-minute Roche would be cool. Vici Gaming definitely wise to it now, though, so hopefully we'll see them be able to react when we do get that move into the pit with the Serpent Wards.
Huh.
But now, a lot of stacking and farming.
Yeah, massive stack over on the Ancient. Gonna try and use the Tiny Toss to farm most of it. It's not really the easiest for Tiny to farm this.
He's given up control of that mid lane, so the push is coming in from Beastmaster and Shadow Shaman, requiring the Phoenix to hold them back. While Whisper down at bottom, 700 health with the Vanguard. They've spent all their stuns, so just TP home. Lol.
Just TP to safety. Same as last game. TP very good.
4 stacks on the right, so Tiny clears out on the left. Feel the core. This for the Beastmaster, I assume? Faster ags for him?
Yeah, it would have to be. It's the timing that you cared the most about. You could farm it on anyone, really. The Timber or the SF could also clear it, but I think Beastmaster is the one who relies on getting his timing first. So Whisper might help out. Maybe they just chair farm it now.
And then Theodore gets the lane after stacking.
Oh, it's going to be Whisper taking it.
Interesting.
I would have imagined you wanted it on Beast more, but maybe he felt he had to go back mid.
Got to get Tai Lung a megaphone. Whisper, maybe just a louder voice in the team saying, I'm older, I'm bigger, you're smaller.
Listen up here, kid.
There's nothing you can do about it.
It's my Ancient stack.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
For now, both teams holding strong on their safe lane. Neither of them really being pressured at all. Kind of due to the off-laners both being shut down in fair amounts. But Beastmaster might be the one to swing towards side lanes and make a difference.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You want to play into the Brew lane, right? Like, Bach TPing to use Primal Split feels kind of awkward and clunky. So we'd kind of enjoy seeing them like smoke from mid down to bot, then Twin Gate up to top, so you get this kind of double tap effect. You can maybe kill a Timber and then move up to top to get the tower.
You also have the double damage on the Tiny. Together with Jakiro sieging up mid.
Kill off the balls.
Gotta be so careful. SD is level 6 here. He's gonna pop the ulti maybe. Hold someone.
Yeah. Wanted to get Tiny, but XM gets the distance. Y has been left here with the shackles and the damage not being enough. Looks like Tai Lung's made the call to back up. Theodore getting sniped out by the power shot and the dive in from the Brewmaster. They'll bring numbers. 5 members of Vici Gaming coming in here to kill the support and open up this mid-tier 1.
Yeah, Vici strike first, making a move on a tower, take the tower without having to use any big spells. I mean, sure, Macro Power is dropped, but you still have Brewmaster ulti. Phoenix could acquire the ulti next. Planet doing the same thing as well. We've seen this multiple times now, the Phoenix skipping ulti just to get hotspot damage increased. It does do an absurd amount of damage.
It really does. And they've got a ton of disable, like having a shackle shot or an avalanche toss come in. They've got ways to unlock that sun ray. They're going to be very good against the Timber and the Beastmaster as this game progresses.
So where's Timber going from here? He went Vanguard, Soul Ring, just farming towards Kaya Sanch. Makes sense. Does feel like he might fall off from the timing you want to hit as a Timber. Kind of do a lot of stuff early in lane, start pressuring the tower. This Wind Ranger has worked out really well defensively against it.
Shadow Shaman and Shadow Demon smoked up and wandering down south. That's 14 minutes in. Yeah, they would love to pop into Roche. I think they've got eyes on the Shiro. Wind Ranger as a go with King Jungle smoke breaking. Y nearby. They start with Disruption, in with Whisper's damage. Shiro half HP. The turnaround with Planet and Y both here. They've had to spend the Serpent Wards. Trouble is, Shiro, so fragile, has already fallen. Whisper getting blasted though by XM and Buck. Not quite enough damage to finish the job. The damage over time gets back to Fountain. The raindrops in the Vanguard strength treads tank him through it.
Whisper even purchased the Fairy Fire. He was like, do I need it? And no, he's fine. He was ready in case he was going to take even more damage. Nicely done by them, getting the core kill. You can see the value of the Shadow Demon against Wind Ranger as well. The ulti, so good at holding her in place. Even when Rasta got disjointed by the Ice Path, which was a very good read by Jakiro, it didn't matter. Wind could not get out of that situation.
Shadow Fiend, in the meantime, has raced up to the top of the net worth. 7,700 for him. The other core still out on his bottom lane. Sniped down.
Sieging up, grouping around the tower, going behind. I like these kind of sweeping moves. We see them a lot where you want to go for an objective, but instead of running straight at it, you start moving around, angling a bit, looking if anyone's sitting around. And then you just let Jakiro and Wind Ranger do the damage.
God, a night and day difference, right? This game quite slow compared to Heroic's previous ones. Seems like Vici Gaming have had a pretty good read on how to delay these active moves and preempt them a lot of the time. Getting there a step ahead of Heroic. Taking down a lot of these early tier 1 towers feels very good for them.
Yeah, I do think a lot of it comes back to, you know, a few tweaks and differences we see. They don't have the Golem, right? They don't have Warlock. Warlock has been instrumental in a lot of their success to dominate lanes and then start pushing early. And at the same time, Beastmaster mid, let's not, you know, kid ourselves. It is a greedy mid. Yeah. He wants to farm that Aghanims, and once he gets it, he wants to farm even more. You know, it's not the craziest high-tempo hero, so he's only been involved in 1 kill, whereas Tiny is the more aggressive mid laner. He's got the Blink already.
Tai Lung wants BKB, Blink. Several items after. XM going for Blink BKB. Bark going for that Midas into Ags, like you mentioned.
Yeah, I'm happy he's going for the
1,200 away.
Happy he's going for the Aghanims and not the Radiance. I've seen some pro games with Radiance build and it just looks so bad. But yeah, his push power is pretty decent. Jakiro made his way here to a tier 1 tower as well.
It can be quite difficult for Heroic to approach this. Supernova. Hero spells offer a lot of control in an area. So you need to be very delicate going to try and defend the tower, so in fact they just leave it to die. Give another objective over towards the Radiant team. Slowly building up their advantage.
This is not in the script, Gareth. None of this is in the script. The Heroic script for how they want to play the early game has been completely stopped. So we're only 3 minutes away from Tormentor spawning. They have not started, you know, going for the moves that we usually see.
It is interesting though, right? Because it's felt like Vici Gaming, they are building up this map advantage, this objective advantage, getting out there, making sure that the map gets a little smaller for Heroic, but I think the South American team has done a very good job keeping this net worth lead. Staying ahead with the Shadow Fiend and Beastmaster farming quickly through the jungle, and now when they hit their stride, find their item timing,
Blink.
they smoke and make a move onto the Tiny. Blink Requiem, Yuma goes into the Serpent Wars, he's trapped, oh no, not trapped, he breaks free, gets the kill on XM, Y gone, and 3 heroes in a row, Heroic take them all down.
I also thought he would be trapped. That one word is off to the side a little bit because of how it was placed. There was a hero in the way, so the word isn't a full trap, it's a little opening, little home.
But there's Heroic. Hit their item timings. 18 minutes of farming. They say now's time to go. Get ourselves an 18-minute Roshan. And even think about the Tormentor in a minute and a half.
Is this just a bingo situation where we see them take a 14-minute Roche, a 15-minute Roche, 16-minute, 17, 18-minute Roche? We've seen Heroic do most of the pre-20-minute Roches by now. Next game, we need to have a 19-minute Roche from them. Will have to be next series, though.
By the way, this is going now. 5k lead. Building up the tempo. Tai Lung getting pretty close to that BKB. That might be in the cards for them.
Yeah, not going for the Blink Dagger as well, so going for more of a adapted build against the Jakiro, the Phoenix, even against the Brewmaster. You're not going to be allowed to play the game if you don't have a BKB. So less so about bursting someone quickly and more so about being able to do what you want. In particular, killing the egg as well. Being able to BKB and just auto-attack into it. But on the side of Vici Gaming, they have the Aghanim Scepter on the Brewmaster, something they didn't have in the previous fights.
Shiro also realizing can't go for Mjolnir Dragonlance in this one. Has to get a BKB on this Wind Ranger. Shifts his item build. Knowing how much damage output Heroic actually has. They're playing up to this top left corner. I mean, Tormentor's up in 10 seconds time.
Oh.
Heroic aren't quite in position. Again, Vici Gaming have preempted this. Good read on the map and good understanding of where they need to be.
They're thinking about going through the gates. This is some aggressive play by Timber.
Is he going?
Cancel it.
He's thinking about it because Tai Lung and King Jungles, they're here on the right-hand side, ready to go. Whisper's going to pop through the gate now. Well, he's still fake pumping, saying hello, anyone home? In comes the toss though. XM gets the blow up. Shadow Demon down. And a signal here that Heroic can't really just waltz into the Tormentor area.
That's so smart by Vici. They're like, okay, you're showing that you're on the other side. You're showing that you're on the other side of this warp gate. We're just gonna go on your teammates. So quick smoke over, find the SD, and that's the end of the story, really. You can't really fight 4v5. Even if you have the Aegis, feels like you might be playing into a hand of Vici.
That's Heroic with Aegis. They're meant to be the ones pressing forward, instead sitting back and farming.
They were just too late, right? They were not in the position they needed to be to contest this Tormentor. Not the end of the world. Storm isn't the be-all, end-all objective, but it's a nice upgrade for Y. Getting the shard on Jakiro. Gotta do a bit more damage now.
Like, Vici Gaming are kind of a minute ahead there, thinking, okay, we give up 30 seconds or a minute of farming. Get to the Tormentor, get that objective. Very clear directive from them. Try and pick up the speed. But Heroic still with 2 minutes on Aegis, going to gather up their forces down south. They've got some good observer wards here that give vision across the entire area in this bottom lane.
I like the choice from Bach, itemization-wise. So he went Midas into Aghanim Scepter. He's already queued up Blink, Aeon Disc, Refresher. I like it. If you get Blink and Aeon Disc, you can always go first and hop in. He does have to be a bit wary about the SD ulti to dispel the Aeon Disc, though. But the idea is that he will hopefully be able to cast Primal Split before getting killed off.
Across the board, Heroic feel like they're outscaling Vici. Shadow Fiend, Timber, Beastmaster, all with this raw damage output. Tanky and hard to kill through the BKBs that they're going to have momentarily. Honestly, they're arriving on couriers and already finished on some. This is a very scary moment in the game for Vici Gaming. Yes, they've pulled out all the stops to kind of play ahead and be fast and deal with Heroic, but very easily could just be walked over one by one as the damage comes. A quick couple of jumps, both supports fall, and again, the map gets small, dark, and uninhabitable for Vici.
Yeah, we haven't seen them get any big team fights on the back of this Brewmaster Aghanims as well, ever since he got it. There's a big difference in Brew Aghanims and something like Beast Aghanims, where Beast, yeah, it's good for fighting, but it's primarily a farming item, so he's very happy farming as well. And then Brew Aghanims, you need to fight with it, otherwise it's basically a dead item. So they need to force fights off cooldown, get something done, otherwise they're gonna fall behind.
Goes up high ground, sees Whisper, Tai Lung still lurking. Maybe a turnaround from them. As on the right-hand side, Yuma and Theolicore come in with a Requiem BKB wound up. The Hex.
Excuse me? Okay. Boss coming in from the players. The ulti did land. We had a minor lag spike there.
The Brewmaster's dead. But that's for damn sure. He's feared up. And yeah, XM, agree.
Bit of lag? Yeah.
I mean, that's a rough one for Vici Gaming. I don't think, Brewmaster surviving no matter what happens. Heroic had the perfect initiation, so the Brewmaster's for sure super dead.
He was held up by Rasta, so there was no way that he could have done anything regardless. And I think the lag came after he was shackled anyway, so it could be worse. It could be a worse timing on it, but obviously it's disruptive for any team fight to have lag.
So what do you say is Vici Gaming then? Just bail? Run away? Do you take the fight 4v5?
They lost their big teamfight tools, so yeah, they have to just get out. Wind Ranger doesn't have BKB, she can't go in. All they have is Tiny with a BKB, but he basically could get solo killed by the Beastmaster if he had Roar. It's 8 seconds cooldown.
And Phoenix is miles away as well.
He might be in trouble still. Like, Tiny could try and get out, but Beast is gonna chase him. And he does have the little hopper too, the Tumbler's toy. Oh my god, it's unleashed potency. He can hop so hard.
Yeah, I guess Tiny... Beastmaster's facing the wrong way, right? So Tiny can just blink south, get himself a bit of distance.
Yeah, but Beastmaster can blink after him and then hop. So,
Yeah,
this,
you reckon?
he's definitely still in danger on Tiny.
Nah, he's going to get avalanche and shackle shotted.
You think he'll live?
I think Tiny will live.
I bet the Tiny's dead.
I believe in XM.
Do you believe in him? Okay.
All eyes on the Brewmaster. Everyone's
Actually,
looking at this dying
He's
brew.
probably going to BKB TP immediately, and then he's fine. Blink, BKB TP, and he's fine. Because the Roar is still on cooldown.
Does he know the Roar is still on cooldown?
That's the other question. Yeah, it's very close to coming off cooldown, so maybe he thinks he has to run away.
I think he thinks he has to run away.
You think he thinks? Okay.
I think you think he thinks I think he has to run away. We don't know what he thinks, but I think you think.
All I know is I think Brewmaster is dead.
I think Brewmaster's dead. Bach, if you survive here, disappears. And Tiny,
He's
he
fine.
got away.
He's fine.
He didn't have to spend
Long
his
got
BKB.
distracted. He saw a Wind Ranger. Distraction mechanics.
Well, a bit upsetting for Vici Gaming there. I don't think the outcome would have changed all that much. You know, Brewmaster was in the middle of fire and fury. Whisper just making sure that his BKB works.
Okay. I mean, he didn't need it for a team fight, so he's just prepping it for a creep wave coming in. They looked pretty menacing.
Soul Ring, BKB, they look kind of similar in the inventory.
Do you think he had it in the Soul Ring slot?
Probably had
he
it in the
moved
Soul
it.
Ring slot.
Or the Magic Stick.
That's a classic, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah, I should probably get out of the habit of that as well. I have my Magic Stick, and then I move it for the BKB. When I get BKB, it's like, there will be chance for a misclick.
Yeah, like the worst is Refresher. When you have your Refresher in your wand or your bottle slot, and you're just pressing buttons. It's like, oh no, now I've got like a 2-minute cooldown. Rest in peace, Refresher Orb. Well, Vici Gaming going to smoke out and look for something. They need to break out of the rut they're in. They don't have Tiny with them, though. So this is 3 playing into the Wind Ranger in that top left corner, trying to approach the Whisper Timber, who did spend that BKB frivolously in the middle lane.
I think he even showed that he doesn't have BKB on the mid lane. I think he ran up on the creep wave, so I believe they can go on him safely here.
Yeah, they make the jump. Sunray makes him less tanky than he thought he was. Ice Path and Power Shot gets back the kill in the end with a final touch. Disruption from the back, though, with the Serpent Wards here. They're onto Shiro, but a Supernova Sunray. KJ's forced away. Shiro has to bait BKB to get away from these Serpent Wards and the grasps of Heroic.
Brewmaster doing a good job. He locked off Beastmaster. He could not connect. Otherwise, the Beastmaster with the 2 supports, maybe they could go in and fight. I think it was optimistic to begin with. But he was getting controlled by the Brewmaster ulti.
It's a nice little change in like expected value though, right? You know Whisper's dead. You go for this play where maybe you kill Shiro and lose the Shadow Demon. Like losing the Shadow Demon as a freebie kind of looks bad in a vacuum. But the overall goal there, right, was to get that bonus kill, turn it into more, get Tai Lung unleashed.
The Sunray does so much damage, by the way. It did 1900 damage to him there on Timber.
Yeah, it's pretty
Sunray only. That was the only button he pressed on him. Pretty spooky.
Percentage-based damage is good. Liquor again, playing this very forward style, always on the enemy side of the river, looking for openings to get his team in position. Something both supports are very adept at doing. Disruption and Hex into Shackles can set up for the Blink cores to catch up and get the damage going.
Yeah, they're also taking advantage of that sort of mentality of being on the front foot to get deep wards. They have some nice vision, see XM farming jungle right now. They have some idea what's going on. And if they know where Tiny is, they probably feel pretty safe to farm. He's definitely going to be part of the pickoff crew, generally. And Heroic just building towards some important items. Have Lincoln's coming in for the SF not too far from here. Gonna help him a lot against the Wind Ranger focus. And Refresher build on Beastmaster.
Quick Roche spawn. So nighttime, bottom Roche, top Roche. Jump in from XM. Oh, he misses the toss. SF gonna TP back, he just tossed a creep.
Oh my god, I didn't even see that he had a creep right next to him. Tiny's so damn massive, but yeah, unfortunately for him, that's gonna mess up the chain stun.
Oh, that's rough for Vici. A freebie on the SF and they don't get it. Now Heroic. Just back to farming. Pretty comfortable, just keep this 10k lead in their pockets.
Yeah, you only get so many opportunities like that as well to get an easy kill on the most farmed hero on the map. Needs SF. Next time he's going to have the Lincolns ready, of course, as well.
Nice
a little bit harder.
Over on the enemy Ancients, knows where Vici Gaming are, and they're going to use that information to smoke as 5. They want to get a team fight into Roche play here. Top lane being pushed by the Beastmaster Boars, and Shiro's power shot revealing his positioning, now showing on the wave as well.
They have double BKB, double roar.
Refresher.
Beastmaster Refresher is here.
That's huge.
And Timber's so tanky, he can easily go first. SF is like, I don't have BKB, guys. You guys lead. I'll follow.
Smoke's going to break momentarily. DD Tai Lung jump in from Theolacore. They find Planet. First point of contact. Supernova Sunray out. Forces Tai Lung's BKB. Shadow Shaman's down. Heroic. A whiffed initiation as Vici Gaming react swiftly. And now a disruption. Buying time for Tai Lung to disengage. Roaring up one of the Brewlings as Whisper in the midst of them, trying to dish damage with the flamethrower.
Brewmaster wants to fight. Windranger does not have ulti though, and respecting the refresher and the fact that SF ulti was never spent. I think it's smart by Vici not to chase too much. Yes, you got to pick off, and that was a really good hold by them, but I don't think they should get overly cocky.
Now it's already a pretty big victory to not all die in that kind of situation. Knowing that you don't die, you don't lose out on Roshan, you can get back to this standoff around the pit.
Yeah, the blinks were not really connecting the way Heroic wanted. They did blink pretty blindly forward, trying to grab anyone they could. But Vici were ready. So back to a standoff. Roche is going to relocate in 40 seconds. Will we see a 33 styled take Roche towards the very end?
There's no Fisher this time.
There's not.
Can't lock him in. So I think Heroic, yeah, got a pretty good spot here just to swap sides.
Yeah,
They've
Heroic.
got that high ground ward in the bottom jungle as well.
Heroic definitely want to take it bottom because then they can fight close to their outpost as well. Radiant kind of have to give up this Roche, I think. Then again, they have ultis coming off cooldown. They could smoke over if they want to.
Oh, it's so tense. PG Gaming are like, oh, they're going to go and take it. What are we going to do? And doing a good job pushing out the waves. Getting back towards that refresher orb, but it's such an expensive item. It'll take him a while still to get there. And Heroic, they can, yeah, plant themselves in that bottom jungle. Get even more vision down. Completely secure the area around the pit.
The races will start on the Roche. Yuma, impatient to kill this.
Triple Ray's already out. Roche's little Lincolns has popped.
Oh,
Serpent wards are down. Whisper's going to frontline this and smoke break. Sees Shiro approaching. Radiant vision from their own little high ground to the left. Does see this. They've got more vision to come as XM will toss Whisper back in. BKB up for Timber though. Tanky fella nearly burst Planet down as King jungles and Theolacore's Hex disables on the Brewmaster. Force staff away, but the Requiem and the Roar. Damage is good. The Brew completely taken out of the game. Whisper's on top of Wine now with the Chakrams flying. Jakiro's on the run and Tai Lung nearly gets onto XM. King jungles with disruption. Finds this go yet again. A BKB from Tiny allows him to get to high ground, but Vici Gaming have already bled out.
Heroic, they just seem like they have all the right tools. Whisper's so tanky. Yeah, you go on him, you isolate him, but behind him is the Shadow Demon, ready to help and try and save. And ultimately this time, Brewmaster went in pretty aggressively, but didn't have the Aeon Disc. I wonder if it was a mistake to go for the Refresher before the Aeon Disc, because yeah, your dream is to cast 2 ultis. He didn't get to cast 1, he just got disabled.
Chain stunned into oblivion. Infinite disables out of Heroic. Hex, Shackles, Roar, Requiem, Roar, a lot of it overlapping.
A combo breaker would feel nice there. Of course, again, like I said, the Demonic Purge would dispel the Aeon Disc, but Aeon Disc would still trigger, giving you the status resistance, giving you the ability to cast your ulti perhaps.
Just still, there's like no BKB, right? He's relying on this blink into Primal Split.
Yeah, and that's if they use the SD ulti on him. SD kind of want to ulti the Wind Ranger as well, most fights. But yeah, that's going to be Shard. Very nice for Shadow Demon in this game. Always good to have against both the supports on the side of Radiant.
Octarine Core for Whisper. Stacking up a lot of these high-value luxury items now.
And Planet saving up for the Hex. Classic Phoenix fashion.
They need one of those game changers. Something to turn this game on its head. Because so far, it's been very difficult for Shiro to actually latch onto a target and keep on going. In these team fights, how many times have we seen Shiro actually do anything? Get impact out of this Wind Ranger?
Yeah, can we see the player damage done? Like hero damage done? I would be curious to see the stat for that.
Shiro's is going to be pretty low, right?
Yeah, I just wonder what it's looking like right now. It feels like Dire, you know, obviously have had an easier time in the fights, but I just haven't seen the Wind Ranger, yeah.
That's 8.8k, so it's not bad.
It's not terrible. Brewmaster's almost more significant. He's only at 6.5. Timber also at 6.6, but that's all pure damage, which obviously makes it pretty dangerous damage.
And I guess it's also comparative, right? Like these tanky heroes on Heroic, the Beastmaster and the Timbersaw, you're doing, you know, 8.8k damage into guys who are so freaking tanky that damage doesn't mean as much.
Yeah. Ultimately, there haven't been that many long fights. This game has been very positional, 7-12 in kills, and the lead is significant for Heroic. The few fights we've had have been pretty short and decisive.
He's got himself an Orchid now, so even more potential here to get solo kills and just blow people up.
Yeah, Refresher ready, Aegis in hand. He wants to go first.
XM clearing the wave.
That's a Blink Octarine Timber as well. He could quickly start diving people. Has to Blink Shadow Demon behind, of course, who could come in and save people.
Initially, just kill the tower. Small reset here to regroup and smoke as Heroic look to reposition. Scan the high ground. They know people are up there, and Whisper wants to give them a nice greeting as a roar from Beastmaster on the left. Looks for Shiro, but BKB's up. Instead, they go for the Brew with a second roar, and Bach is dead with no buyback. The Wind Ranger getting shredded by Whisper. 2 cores down, and XM's in trouble. Yuma opens up with the damage, but he gets the blink away into base. Still, Heroic just come in, race towards these cores, and take him out.
Shield Rune Blink keeps him alive at least, but yeah, the double roar coming in there, aggressively catching the Wind Ranger, turning attention onto the Brewmaster, who again dies before he can get the ulti out. Heroic just looking so dominant.
At the very least, there's a mid-tier 2. There's a glyph. Vici Gaming can delay this. Very likely going to lose a lane of barracks as Heroic just come for your buildings. Got to be respectful of the tiny tossbacks once some of these Vici Gaming heroes respawn, but for now, it's pretty free for Tai Lung to take the tier 3.
It's so free that Whisper is off collecting Wisdom Rune and farming a little bit towards his Hex. And Heroic not feeling too stressed. They have cooldowns on a bunch of ultis. Or at least with the refreshers, they have cooldowns. So they're gonna wait.
The tower barely survived, and then denied.
Yeah, might as well deny it. Gonna fall anyway. They get the double wisdom this time, of course, on Heroic, so that will put SF extremely close to level 25. Only 1,000 experience to go. Doesn't take long for SF to farm that, and that level 25 is so impactful. More of a utility build than we usually see on SF though. No Silver Edge and Daedalus and Satanic this time. Instead going for this Refresher Lincoln Sphere. I think addressing the Wind Ranger in a very specific way. The Lincolns helps a lot against her, and double ulti is just dominating these fights.
Yeah, because you often get bogged down in this, like, oh, I need to buy MKB, gotta try and deal with this. Just don't click her, just go for spells.
I mean, soon enough, Tai Lung is going to be able to solo kill the Wind Ranger, no problem. He just needs a Lincoln's Break, but the Bloodthorn Refresher, double ulti, he's just going to go through it.
With all the tools. Vici Gaming coming up top again, but met by Whisper one more time. BKB Timber shreds through Y.
That's a gem dropped. Take the gem on the Timber, going to pass it over to King Jungles. A little present. It was Yatoro's birthday yesterday, after all.
Double gems.
There we go. Slot both of those in.
How can you hold all these gems?
I think you hold the gem by gouging out one of your eyes, and you replace it with a gem.
You've been playing Baldur's Gate, have you?
No, it's very, yeah, it's it's very like Odin wisdom, you know.
Go and talk to the hag. Get some help from Volo.
I didn't even think about that, but yes, basically.
So it gives you true sight as well.
That is Volo, yeah.
Heroic, yeah, you're right. Very comfortable. Not in a rush to go and do anything, knowing that they are scaling to oblivion. 30k net worth lead over Vici Gaming. In this waiting period before Roshan comes back up, there's not much to do on the map.
You know why they're playing so safe on Heroic right now? Because the game they lost was on the back of Whisper blinking into the enemy base when they were really far ahead and they were supposed to win.
I've learned a lesson.
And they don't want to repeat. They're like, guys, keep it disciplined. They should have won that game, right? In their heads, that was a win that they threw away. They're not going to have a repeat of it. And they're very dominant right now. It's on Vici to make something happen.
Just respect of the tiny toss back, I think, is one of the biggest things.
Yep.
It's on Vici, you're right, to make that move, to find the target, to have this bit of vision, bit of info, smoke wraparound, whatever it is, to catch a glimpse of a key hero.
Also, we're getting to the point where, yeah, Brewmaster with Aghanims is very strong, but even if he did get to cast ulti, they can go through it. There's a lot of damage from SF. There's a lot of damage from Timber. They can kind of just kill them, which is, you know, unfortunate part when you're investing fully into this ulti. Also, I'm keeping track. Ever since he bought a refresher, he hasn't cast a single ulti. So this refresher has really been... He could have used it for Midas, Gareth. He would have gotten more done with it.
He would have got more gold.
He could use it right now. 2 charges.
More money.
Memeing aside, of course, but yeah, I do think as he can queues up the Aeon disc, I think the refresher backfired a lot on him.
It feels awkward without a BKB first, to be perfectly honest.
Just the Aeon disc.
Or yeah, a defensive item, right?
Yeah.
What we're looking at.
Well, there was an entire meta that was revolved around Blink, Aeon Disc, Brewmaster going first and initiating on people. It was very, very hard to react to because it's almost impossible to stop him from casting ulti.
Not in this game, though. Heroic have all the tools they need.
Yeah, by now they have so much. They have Refresher Hex on the Timber Saw. More Disable coming in. All the cores have Refresher on the side of Heroic.
Roshan up in about 15 seconds.
That's also a problem. Like, how do you fight into 6 BKB pops when your main damage through BKB is Wind Ranger Focus Fire, which is 30-second cooldown and will only hit 1 target? And even then, her damage through BKB, what? She has Mjolnir. There's no Daedalus or anything like that.
So many things have to be perfect, right? Like egg placement has to be perfect. You can't be within range or reach of these heroic heroes because egg will just get clicked. You need tossbacks to defend planet. Shiro needs to be on the supports in the back, but also on the Shadow Fiend to try and get that kind of matchup.
Stars need to align, is basically what we're saying here.
It just feels like they're trying to finish off this puzzle and the jigsaw's missing a couple of pieces.
Well, one more piece for Heroic is coming in soon as the Beastmaster is just about to finish his level 25.
Vici with a smoke. This is a bold move, but...
Yeah, because they don't know if Roche has already been started. Of course, they see Timbersaw at the bottom, but that doesn't mean much. They're going to try and go behind. Heroic already responding to it.
Hailung and Theolacor on the staircases, ready to hold on to this area as Vici Gaming approach. Smoke break, jump on Y. Shadow Shaman gets tossed back in, but they've already blown up Y and Planet. Both supports down, and Aurora on the Wind Ranger catches Shiro out. Nothing Vici Gaming can do there. It might be lights out for them as Hailung's going to chase Bach all the way back to his base.
Yeah, they destroy this fight. I feel like financially, they just have too many items, man.
Refresh Blink. Bach is trying. Double Midas. Go Midas some creeps. Oh, he's on the run, but here we come. Hailung's on him with the Bloodthorn. Whisper and Yuma chasing forward. Brewmaster down and out. 3 heroes gone without buyback. 2 of them for the better part of a minute.
Like you smoke around, you go for this strategic positioning, you try and get up on the ramp, go behind and be a bit sneaky, and then Heroic just show up, open their wallet, and just slap you with the contents of it, basically saying, look at all these refreshers we have, look at all this gold, you dare fight us?
It's just like a D-Day moment for Vici Gaming. They're, trying to get up on the beaches, but there's pillboxes, machine gun fire, they don't have enough. King Jungles and Shadow Fiend in the Roche pit as top lane XM has to BKB, but Hailung and Whisper with a roar from Beastmaster. They've got the Tiny all locked in place, chipping away at him, and the poor little pebble gets pounded.
Yeah, unfortunately for Vici, it does look like their journey is drawing to an end here. They have the Hex on Phoenix at least. They're respawning soon. Tiny's got the buyback.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
They have a Refresher shard on SF, and he's confused about it. He's like, but we already have Refresher on all our cores. But that means present time for Teola core, so he can drop the double snakes.
Get the Serpent Walls going. Paint some names on the bits of wood. The names of his enemies.
Yes, exactly. Summoning wood. Well, that was one of the Slack's lore pieces, right? The
That's what exactly. I
confusing one.
learning stuff from Slacks. I had no idea who that was.
Learning useless stuff from Slacks. I am unsurprised as ever.
I like stories. I like lore. Whisper has taken down Y. The hero just gets annihilated in that bottom right corner of the map. Has buyback, and they're going to have to mount a defense of this mid lane because Yuma and Tai Lung, they're destroying this tier 3.
Yeah, the tier 3 is not worth the Rasta wards. He wants to drop them on the throne, I think. Or top, maybe. Past the top racks, it's going to be his to take.
That's one of them. They don't have to commit heroes to top. Serpent Wolves can do that job.
Still very cautious by Heroic how they're pushing this. A lot of respect given to Vici.
I mean, Yuma and Whisper realizing, hey, we're kind of unkillable here. We've got 2 lives on the Shadow Fiend. This Timber Sword's very strong. Even with a toss back, I mean, even with a blink in, Whisper gets on top of the Phoenix. Another Chakram takes Planet out. Didn't get the Supernova down in time.
Oh boy, he does not have buyback. So a good pick by Whisper.
And Barker spent his Primal Split. Refresher still on cooldown for 20 seconds. Might be able to come back with a second one as Whisper makes another jump in. Cyclone dispelled. Pebble thrown at him, but he's a shiny golden god.
Yeah, I don't see anyone killing this Timbersaw right now.
48,000 lead. It's monstrous for Heroic 44 minutes in.
Slow and steady is the push. Age is still on the Shadow Fiend.
Vici Gaming not giving up. Elimination on the line. This is game 3, best of 3, lower bracket. They can't tap out. They'll bite back every way they can.
Constant barrage of axes are clearing out the trees and scouting.
Nowhere to hide. And no toss back from XM. Yuma, Lincoln's popped. Save from King Jungles comes in to make sure there's no go, but XM, he's gone in, tossed the Shadow Fiend back into tier 3. Yuma's first life is down. But now, with Whisper and Tai Lung coming in to kill off Y, they can jump forward and help them out with Aurora on the Phoenix. Planet's in trouble, about to die. Refresh up. Tai Lung can't finish the Phoenix. Aurora on the Wind Ranger now, but the Supernova comes. BKB Beastmaster on the run back. Avalanche Toss about to deal with him as Yuma Requiem with a BKB to wind up and offer protection. They've healed him up, and Beastmaster's okay. Whisper keeps tabs on Shiro. The damage is insurmountable. The Wind Ranger's being blasted by fire and flames. Wind Ranger's gone and Shadow Fiend's taken out XM. Tai Lung in the back, still alive? How's he surviving? Another Lotus comes in. He's kept up and running. Heroic, they've done it. Vici tap out, and they'll drop out of the lower bracket.
GG's come out. Vici, they showed some good performance earlier in the series here, but in this final game, it was dominant all the way for Heroic. Very, very strong performance.